Good morning, boys and girls. It's the first day of August. First day of autumn and August are very similar. They do sound similar, don't they? It's the first day of autumn. Welcome along, gang, to the Chapel Hill Marina here in Lincolnshire for this morning's United Kingdom talk on today, the Tuesday, the 1st of September 2020. Well, that's it, gang. It is the first, apparently the first why is that up there so early on? The first meteorological day of autumn, apparently, according to Good Morning Britain this morning. Yes, here we are. Anyone have the heating on last night? I did. Oh, whole night on. Whole night. Only set to about 18 degrees. That's the lowest setting you can have it on. But nevertheless, I thought it was blooming cold last night. So on it went. A nice day yesterday. Even better, I can now hear my own music in here because DJ Chris, who's with us this morning, that's Christopher Woodhouse, gave me an old amplifier, which I have now at last attached one of the speakers to. You can't really see it. It's right down here in the corner. So I've got a speaker here so I can actually hear my own music now, because all those bits and pieces that you see and hear, I can't actually hear the music in here, but I can now. So thank you very much, DJ Chris, for giving me your high quality cast-offs. high quality cast-offs, that's what you gave me there. All right, excellent. As I say, it's autumn today, so we've got a new picture on the calendar now. That's Bodget Leggett. Back in at the end of last year, my brother-in-law got together a load of different YouTubers, including myself, and we all sent in pictures, and he created these calendars. And that is what's on the back there. So I've changed that because you know what'll happen. You know, if that doesn't get changed, it's the first thing people will see. I could sit here talking for an hour, but all they will see is the incorrect calendar because there's so many people on here with OCD. Most of the people on here, I am insisting. I'm. Oh, what's the word? I'm positive that most of the people here have OCD on this channel. Not everyone. The moaners. The ones that notice the little things that are out of order. But I might have good news for you, because someone else who's marginally more important than yourselves also has this problem, or had this problem once. In the Sun this morning, the Queen suffered crippling OCD as a child, a book claims. Her Majesty, who's now 94 years old, God save the Queen. God save our gracious Queen. God save our noble Queen. God save the Queen. Send her victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save our Queen. Thank you, Your Majesty. That we must bow down to her. We kneel down to the Queen. That's all. We kneel down to the Queen and God. That's it. Her Majesty, 94, said she only felt safe when she knew things were in order. There's I must show you a picture. We must have a picture of the Queen, darling. Maybe we should have one up here behind us somewhere. I think quite possibly. This picture is in the Sun this morning, okay? There she is. I don't know how old the picture is, actually. Oh, look at her. Look at her, and she's beautiful. Look. Dear me. She had OCD. Her Majesty said she only felt safe when she knew things were in order. Her late teacher said the Queen would arrange her pencils into a perfectly straight, equal space lines. Do you do that? She displayed similar behaviour with her lunch plates. In her book, it's an illness. That's what it is. Pointing out, there's a lot of sick people on this channel, to be honest. Pointing out little things that are wrong appears to be an illness. You have an illness if you have this. Did you know that? She would arrange her pencils in a perfectly straight, equal space line. Well, I can't be accused of that. There's one over there, two over there, and there's one in front of me. And they're certainly not equally spaced. In her book, The Governess, author Wendy Holden writes, Marion, whose training encompassed child psychology, now realised she was looking at obsessive compulsion. Look at that. The Queen displayed similar behaviour with her lunch plates, putting them out in equal spaces. This cosseted, regularised environment was the very last place she expected to find it. It's interesting. The princess at the time looked up, staring at her with candid blue eyes. She was asked why she does it. Apparently because it makes me feel safe. Is that interesting? So you're not the only ones. The Queen had the OCD as well, boys and girls. So do not think you are on your own. We are not alone. Sung by the lovely Michael Jackson. We missed his music, didn't we? Michael Jackson, eh? Oh, God, yeah. King of pop, he certainly was, wasn't he? Anyway, so heating on last night. Let's have a look. After the show yesterday, I popped round to my sister's house to visit her, as I haven't seen her for a couple of weeks. Took my ironing round there as well. She has been unfurloughed. She hasn't been able to do me ironing because, of course, I haven't been up here much. But nice, great big bag of ironing was dropped round to my sister. So soon you will see perfectly ironed shirts, not the efforts which I have done my best, boys and girls. I've done my best. So the ironing will be done properly now. I'm not so sure about the haircuts because, do you know what? I've kind of got used to just doing it at home. Don't have to go out anywhere or jump on my bike and cycle in half an hour there and half an hour back and have someone touching me with their with their various viruses and things going on like that. And it's got easier, I'll be honest with you. I still don't really like doing it, but it's got easier. Plus, I've saved a small fortune. I have my hair cut twice a month. Twice a month, every 2 weeks, because it's so short. And what do I pay each time? Well, it's £10 on a Monday and Tuesday. So I usually go on a Monday or a Tuesday. £10, and I give them like a £5 tip. So that's 30 quid a month. And it's 30. So what we done? What have we done? 5 months? March, April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, 6 months. 6 months, gosh. So it's 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, £180 I've saved. Not going to the hairdressers. Does it look any different to you? Because I don't think it does. I thought to myself, maybe I should go and get it tidied up now and again, but continue using that thing at home. Admittedly, it might be a bit different in the winter because what I do is I run a trailer, extension cable out the kitchen door at home, and I run it to my table, my old wooden table that I've got in the garden. Plug in my cutting thing and it goes zzz, 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 and all the hair just drops onto the floor, and then from there I don't even have to cycle home with little bits, because you always get little bits of hair, don't you, gone down the back of your neck. Very uncomfortable, dear. So I start all the itching. No, all I just, as soon as I've completed my hair and I look in the mirror, and I actually have the mobile phone behind me and watching on an iPad in front to check that I've got it all right. When I'm happy with it, I go straight upstairs and jump in the shower. Nasty, evil hair's gone. It's surprising how much you get off after 2 weeks. It's like that. Yeah. So I might just carry on doing that myself. Anyway, and last night I went round to Gary and Stacey's, and I've got such an amusing but little cute story to tell you of great nephew Harry, which I'll tell you in a moment or two, boys and girls. All right. And we watched an excellent thing on YouTube, which Gary knew about, my nephew, which I hadn't seen before, called The Bearded Explorer. This is a YouTube channel, and this bloke seeks out and goes to old, dilapidated houses, which have fallen into a state of disrepair. Although not necessarily as old as you think. Probably when I said that, you probably would have thought, 1960s, 1950s, 1940s. No, some of these are quite recent in the case of like 1990s, even early 2000s. But what does make him feel old is when I say, well, early 2000s was actually 20 years ago, Anyone born in the year 2000 is now 20, or is just about coming up to 20, aren't they? So not as far back as you think, perhaps. But it was really good. We watched 3, and he went round to these various dilapidated houses, and it's like, it's weird. It's like someone has suddenly left, or died, perhaps, and it's just been left. And these houses generally appear, strangely enough, to be like in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by fields. And most of them have got stuff growing up over them now. It's surprising how quickly a house can fall into a state of disrepair. once it starts. For example, it's like the old story about, you know, the little boy who found a little hole in a wall. I think it was in Amsterdam, wasn't it? And he put his finger in there to stop the water coming through until they came along and repaired it. Well, if you don't do that, the hole very quickly gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and the wall collapses. Similar with the roof. You got a little bit of a drip coming in there. You might think, oh, I just leave that for a little while. That drip goes onto your ceiling, and very quickly the water builds up and the ceiling comes down. And most of these houses, 2 of these houses were a little bit like that, with the ceilings down, you know, where they've had some sort of leak going on in there. But it was amazing, really, watching that. So give him a try, the Bearded Explorer channel. One house he went in, I just couldn't believe the rubbish. This was... And he found a newspaper in there. I think that said 2003, I think the newspaper said. Which he found in there. But he would open the cupboards and there'd be these old tins, baked beans, Marmite, honey, all sorts of stuff in there. But one particular house, he was just a hoarder. He kept everything, including household rubbish. So many plastic bottles and tins and just stuff piled up in this house. I mean, he clearly never used the bath. You couldn't get in there. This bearded explorer bloke, I don't know what his name was, is him and a friend with a camera. If you was walking into a room, the rubbish was this high. And he's trying to walk over this to show us the various things. What I particularly like about this bloke is that he never breaks in. He looks for an open door, a broken window. He doesn't take anything. He takes nothing from the house. You know, even if he thinks something's valuable, he leaves it there and he doesn't break into the house at all. He just looks for an open place. The plastic, you've never seen so many plastic bottles in all your life. All sorts of different things. An old television. There was an old computer. That, when I say old computer, see, so it's not as old as you think. I thought we were going to see something 1950s or 1960s. No, but everything's as it was. It's like someone just walked out and never came back again, or perhaps died. And he came across a few photos, went up the stairs, this old-fashioned 1970s carpet, very similar to one that Peter Wright's got, actually. Very, very old carpet. Which was like, it was like a blue effect with, I don't know how you would explain it, blue sort of marble effect, I suppose you would say. A blue marble effect. Amazing, amazing, just watching all this and people's stuff. Lots of cobwebs, of course. Some places where, indeed, the ceiling has come in. Must be a leak upstairs. Bathroom was, oh, the kitchen. The kitchen. Just uneaten, half-eaten food everywhere, and oh, wow. But very good. It wasn't quite like the Hoarders programme on Channel 4, where they're there, aren't they? You know, they're still away. This is literally someone's just walked up and gone. Strange. But what I couldn't understand is that these houses have been like that for some years. Some longer than 20 years. You know, I think one of them was 1980, looks like it was 1980s. Someone had got up and walked out in the 1980s, or as I say, died. Presumably someone must own this house. Surely, I thought to myself. And why hasn't it been sold? Why hasn't someone like either sold the house or had it knocked down? Someone must own that piece of land. If it was a council place, then the council would come down and completely empty it out and move it on to the next person, wouldn't they? See? But presumably someone must own it. And Gary's wife said to me, well, maybe they didn't have any family. So I'm not quite sure what happens. And if you have no family and you own a house outright and you die, who owns the house then? It must go to someone, either the council or the government or something like that, do you think? If there's no one else to pass it on to, which was, I suppose, was a possibility. But then again, in one of these houses, they had pictures of children. Well, I suppose that could have been the person who died, really, the child. But you're kind of watching this stuff, and it's a little bit sad, really. Very sad. And you wonder what sort of life that person had and who lived there. Similar, I don't know if you saw the video, myself, my sister, brother-in-law, and great-nephew Harry and great-niece Evie, we went to this dilapidated house a couple of weeks ago. And Martin, brother-in-law, made a video on the Butler's Empire channel. If you haven't seen that, have a look at that. And that's a much older place. That was a much older place, I would say, 1950s possibly, something like that. We went in there. There was nothing in there, you know, like roofs come down and stuff like that. And as you're walking through it, and you've got to be careful of the floor and what have you, with stuff. There was dead pigeon there. There was even a dead dog in one of the outbuildings. Oh yes, believe me, the skeleton of a dog just laying there. It looked like it got its foot trapped under something. And as you're walking through these places, you kind of wonder who lived there and what did they do, you know. Great. But give that channel a try if you've got time. The Bearded Explorer on YouTube. All right? Very, very good indeed. All right. Before I carry on with the stories, let's just say hello to some of you this morning. Very good morning to Jason Hughes. Morning, Jason. Morning to Jason Hughes. Diane Jebb. Morning to Michael Pullman. Gary Ross. Good morning. Mike Rees-Ponto. Christopher Woodhouse. There's young Christopher. Thank you for my lovely sound system in here. I can hear everything now, dear. I can hear everything. I don't have the microphone coming for it for obviously reasons. We can't broadcast to the other caravans without them wanting to opt in. Very important that you opt into this show. It's not forced on you. No one's dragging you kicking and screaming trying to watch this. Forcing you to watch this, fortunately. Good morning to Mark Bowles joining us. Morning, young Mark. All right, there's Denise Andrews. Hello to Denise. Michael Pullman in Australia. Greetings to you. Scrolling down quickly for these names. They're fun things to do with tech. Hello to you. Gary Ross just turned the heating off. Have to put it on an hour for a heat to place up. Well, I had mine on all last night. The only thing with a caravan, Gary, is they heat up very quickly, actually. You put the heat in and the whole thing heats up very quickly. But you turn them off and it cools down very quickly as well. And just a tin box, isn't it, really? Just a tin box. So you do have to have it on sort of just low on there. Mark reckons people haven't got OCD on this channel. They just like to moan. Well, we haven't had any moaners yet, so we'll see if anyone moans this morning. I'm sure there'll be one or two. Good morning to Cycle Ranger. Hello to you, sir. All right. Yes, thank you very much for the picture you sent me, Mark Bowles. Beautiful picture of his little happy face. Yes. Thank you. You sent it on Facebook, didn't you? So I couldn't quite take that off there to show the millions of people all over. It was a private picture anyway, wasn't it? It was a private little kissy picture for me. Thank you, Mark. Hello to Sherry DMP. Morning, Sherry. Has her own channel there. Paul Adamson, good morning. Paul says, I don't have OCD, but Chris, you are not sitting centre of screen. Shall I move over a bit for you? Morning, Paul. Hello to Kevin Arnold Ashberger. Morning to you, sir. Paul and Lou, nice and early. Hello, Paul and Lou. Does Paul Adamson need a slap? Yes, I think he does. What we'll do is just pop Mandy Davenport over to him and she can issue pain and suffering to Paul Adamson this morning. Although she will have to get on a plane. I think he's in Amsterdam, aren't you, Paul? Over in Amsterdam, somewhere there. Park Nest, get my sister to do it with the dog clippers. She could do my hair. Well, she's done Martin's hair with the dog clippers, didn't she? Eh? Morning to Mick Davenport. Michael Lawrence, hello to you. Lots of people early this morning, aren't you? Look at that. Daniel Woodhouse is there. Hello to you. There's Michael Lawrence. Shania, head of the Catholic Church on the Isle of Wight there. Anyone else? Mari Lowe. Good morning, Mari. A little bit with my voice today. I've just realised it's not coming out properly. Morning, Mari. Morning, young Mari. Mix Mowers, good morning to you, who sat here watching you with your clock in my hand. I'm glad you got it, Mick. Mick is sitting there with his brand new clock in his hand, which he received after being gifted it by the delightful Rachel Wheatland. You often find that on this show. People buy each other gifts. It's a nice thing to do, isn't it, really? Do you like buying gifts for people? I love giving gifts to people. Yeah. I like to do it as a surprise. You know? I'm not really into lists of presents to choose from. I like to do surprises, you know, take a little bit of time and effort to go out and choose, I don't know, whatever, a Lego set or a handbag or something like that. I'm quite good with Lego sets and handbags. I like to give those away. I don't know why. Would you like a Lego set, Mick? All righty. Excellent. Thank you, Mick. Thank you, Mick. I hope he likes that, all right. Who else is here this morning? Mike Responto. Morning. Can't stand... Oh, I've lost you now. Where's that gone now? Oh, that's jumped to... Can't stand dirty kitchens. Makes my stomach turn vile. Oh, talking about stomach turnings, I've got to tell you this. It's kind of a cute story. A cute story. So around my nephew's house last night, great nephew Harry. So he's sitting there. I'm sitting next to him here. My niece-in-law is sitting opposite, and Gary at the other end, and I think Evie was in the middle of them two, right? And I stretched like that, right? And because I'm fat at the moment, the top of my t-shirt came upwards. And like some of you, probably, I don't think it's so much the ladies, but certainly the blokes, I'm sure some of you, one or two of you have had an appendix out. And I had mine out the year Diana died. The year Diana died. I always remember that because it was her funeral while we were in the hospital. I was at Heatherwood Hospital recovering. First of all, I went to Wexham Park where it all went a little bit wrong in there, to be honest. And but after they'd done the operation, rather than go home immediately, I was sent to Heatherwood Hospital, which you actually see in the opening titles when we're down in Bracknell. You know, that the hospital there, that's Heatherwood Hospital. And I was sent there to recover for a couple of weeks, which was it was all right. It was a little bit worrying, really, because it just wasn't healing properly. We couldn't work out why. And on the Saturday, I think it was on a Saturday, we had Princess Diana's funeral on the television in the TV room. This is before large flat screen tellies. So we're all sitting in there watching that, and kind of the whole hospital came to a standstill to watch this funeral. It was bizarre, really. Anyway, eventually I came home from there. Each day I was there, Mum would travel up by train. Yes, from Roehampton, and we didn't have a stop there. She'd have to get a bus from Roehampton to Putney, then a train from Putney to Richmond, and then I think she had to change Richmond to Ascot. And the thing is, the actual Heatherwood Hospital is not really near Ascot Station, and it's a bit of a walk. But Mum, who had recently lost her husband, did this journey every single day. Every single day she came to see me in the hospital, and she'd hold me hand and all that business, you know, which was lovely, lovely. It's what mums do, isn't it? It's what mums do. Anyway, so yeah, I've got a burst appendix now. Because it was a little bit of a dodgy one, they had to make quite a long line. So it's kind of, when I say a long line, it's about, I won't show it to you because it's a bit fat hanging out there. It's about 3 inches long, this line. And as you put on weight, the kind of fat comes out more like that, and then sometimes it contracts a little bit like that. So Harry's noticed this. Great nephew Harry, 7. Chris, what's that line for? I said, oh, I had something wrong with me once, and they had to open my tummy and take something out. What did they have to take out? My appendix. What's that? Well, it's something that we've had for a long time, and we don't think we really use it for anything anymore. And sometimes it goes a bit wrong, and you have to go into hospital and they have to take it out. But it's not a problem, doesn't seem to affect anyone. And he's looking confused. I said, look, let me show you a picture. So I got my iPhone out and typed in stomach or appendix, something like that. I've typed in. Scrolled down and found what I thought was a decent picture. 2 pictures I found. First of all, there was like the large stomach and this tube and this little red bit hanging down the bottom, which is the appendix. I'm sure you know, right? So I'm saying, that's the appendix there. You see that red thing at the bottom? He said, yeah, that's the appendix. Sometimes it goes wrong and they have to cut it out. Oh, let me show you another picture. So then I got another picture, possibly a little bit too much information for someone of 7 years old, but nevertheless, it was more of the whole of the digestive system. So you saw a picture of, like, it wasn't a picture of someone. It was like a drawing, right? So you saw the mouth, and it was done on the side, like you saw the mouth like that, and you saw the tube going down like that, and then round and round, and then a big stomach bit there, and there again was the little appendix in red, where it all became inflamed. So there it is. You see the appendix there? That's what they took out of me. What does it feel like? I said, well, when they take it out, you don't feel anything because you're asleep. When do you wake up? Well, when they finish the operation, you wake up and they make you go to sleep, I said to him. And then they do everything while you're asleep, and then you wake up and it's all done. Does it hurt? It does hurt a little bit afterwards. Yeah, but does it hurt when it's going wrong? I said, oh yes, it hurts a lot. Hurts a lot. Right, so I'm showing him this diagram, and then he suddenly got up and went and sat next to his mum, Stacey. Oh right, is that enough for that then? I thought to myself, why have you gone over there? Don't want to look anymore. Oh, okay then. Right, and then within about 2 minutes, he went to the toilet. And he's sitting on the toilet, which is not far from the living room. And he says, and Evie, great niece Evie, come and Harry's being sick in the bucket. And so Stacey went out there. What's wrong? I think I've got appendicitis. Now, you haven't got appendicitis, but my tummy hurts. And it's just, how cute was that? Of course, he didn't have appendicitis. I think he might have had a little bit of a tummy ache, maybe too many sweets or a bit too much ice cream. I don't know what it was. Of course, I went out there as well, and this poor little boy, just heartbreaking, really. He's sitting on the toilet there, looking very sorry for himself. And because I told him all about appendicitis and all that, he immediately, bless him, he just immediately assumed he had it. Isn't that cute and funny and a little bit upsetting in the way as well, in the fact that because I told him something, I feel I brought that stomach ache on. Of course, it's all in the head, you know. And I'm trying to convince him, look, you know, if you had appendicitis, you'd know it's not a mild stomach ache, especially if it's gone a little bit further. Bless his heart. So that's the cute story there. Yeah. Poor Harry. No appendicitis, thank God for that. He's probably woken up this morning after going to bed last night, and he's all right. But yeah, it seems to have brought on some sickness. The very fact that I was showing him this stuff. Perhaps it was too early to show him that sort of thing in his life. But when a child asks questions, I think you should just answer them as honestly as possible, you know. And it's amazing, actually. So they pick up things anyway, don't they? They do pick up things anyway, as life goes on, you know. Great nephew George. I was having a FaceTime with my niece a few weeks ago. Having a little FaceTime with her, and the children usually come up. Sometimes it's a quick hello, sometimes it's a bit more. Great nephew James, he's 3 now. He's always smiling, always likes to say hello, and he can talk now. And Emily sits there kind of a little bit shy, and she's got this smile on her face. They're all in Cyprus. And then George, one day, she says, oh, is that Chris? Oh, Chris, can I ask you something? He then brings over pictures of 2 or 3 footballers. I can't remember who it was. Yeah, Chris, which one do you like the best? Because you like boys, don't you? And I looked at my niece and she looked, where did that come from? They pick things up. But I do think when a child asks a question, you should answer it as honestly as possible. And there we are. One of those things, isn't it? Okay, let's just have another look at some of your lovely messages this morning. Thank you very much for those. Jason, Daniel Woodhouse is there. Morning, Daniel. John Aitken, good morning to you. Oh yes, it's slap a twat day today, says Mandy Davenport. So feel free. There's my nephew Gary Butler. Morning, Gary. Morning to you. And there we are. Let's see. Anything else of interest there? John Aitken's got a big appendix scar, about 4 inches long. Oh, that's even longer than mine. Presumably yours burst as well, did it, John? Oh, God, the pain. I can't tell you. I'll never forget that. Never forget that. You're chatting away there. John Aitken, his appendix had burst and I got gangrene. I was in hospital for a fortnight. Yes, that's about how long I was in there. About a fortnight in hospital. Oh, by the way, I've got a couple of pictures sent in today by DJ Chris. Couple of pictures there. We will require 23 likes this morning to see Chris Woodhouse's lovely pictures that is sent in this morning, okay? John Parrish says appendixes were there for the times when we used to eat grass back in the Stone Age period. Surely you remember those days, Chris. I think you're likely to remember them more than me, aren't you, John? Hey? He's still eating the grass because he's too tight to take that gorgeous wife as his out for a dinner. He goes outside, mows a bit of grass and puts that in a stew. Shocking state of affairs, dear. Shocking. Morning to Adam the plumber. Morning, Adam. Oh, you silly old fool. I've put the video together and I haven't uploaded it onto the show, have I? There's a video to show you. There's a video to show you of our afternoon tea. I'll get it on there for tomorrow, hopefully. All right, I've completely forgotten to do it. I've done it. Did it last night. I thought I must put that on the system this morning, and I haven't. Sorry, Adam. Please forgive me. Bless me, Father. I have sinned. It has been 45 years since my last confession. How long have you got? Thank you, Adam. Morning to you. Is that everything of interest there? What else have we got there? There we are. Mixed Mowers. We said hello to Mixed Mowers, didn't we? He's got his clock in his hand. Clock. I pay full attention. Clock. We got the Superdraw today, gang. We should have done it yesterday. I forgot. We got to the end of the show, and then I think the lovely Shania reminded us the Superdraw. That's where all the tickets from the whole month have been put in there, and then someone wins. What do you want? A mug? Should we do a mug this morning? A mug. All right. So someone will win one of those this morning. Now, what else have we got? We got the quiz tonight. Do join us. Quiz night tonight. 8 o'clock is quiz night. Okay, 8 o'clock is quiz night. The other thing that Harry did last night, after he recovered, bless him, after he recovered from his appendix problem, after about 10 minutes sitting on the toilet, is then sitting next to his dad, giving him his comfort, my nephew. And his dad's a bit of a wind-up. He likes winding people up. Somebody who don't realise, Gary Butler is now, Scrabbit Man, is now head of YouTube. Gary is now head of all of YouTube. Could we have an update this morning, Gary? Your latest picture of your viewers, please, your subscribers, because I neglected to put that up there yesterday, didn't I? In fact, let's just check that other phone's working this morning. Okay, I've not had any texts in yet, so hopefully that'll be working this morning. I've put that in a different position in here, which hopefully will work better than it was yesterday. It wasn't working at all yesterday. I don't know why that was. Yeah, so Harry's now sitting next to his dad for a little bit of comfort. And his dad's saying, because he's got to buy 4 new tyres. He's got a new car. What is it? A Mondeo car. And Harry's sitting next to him and he's saying, Harry, I need help getting my tyres. Can you help me get tyres for my car? I'm trying to listen to this conversation while I'm watching the telly, while I'm watching The Bearded Explorer. And Harry says, well, what do you want? He says, can I sell your iPad, your tablet, like an iPad type thing? Can I sell your tablet so I can get some money for some cars, for some tyres? And he's not answering, is he? Harry, can I sell your tablet? And Harry says, you can sell the old one if you want. No, I need to sell the new one. I'll get you another one at Christmas. Can I sell the tablet so I can get some tyres? And he goes on and on, Gary. On and on. And poor Harry is not answering. He's looking the other way. Yeah, you sell the old one. You'll get lots of money for the old one. And Gary's going, no, I'll get more for the new one. I don't know what the resolution for that was in the end. Whether or not he got permission to sell the new iPad or the old one or none of them, I don't know. It's a Ford Mondeo 22 ST. Well, I don't know what that is. I'm just going to open my door. It's got incredibly hot in here suddenly. A minute. There we are. I can't find my door. Oh, there's the door stop there. I was looking for that earlier. I've just chucked a trainer next to the door to keep it under there. I love it. So we love children, don't we? And what they come out with. What else have we got here? On Good Morning Britain this morning, they had a camper van. You know that annoying Andy Peters? Always so happy, dear. Always. How are you that happy all the time? Hello and welcome. And this morning's competition is win a camper van. Oh, I'd love one of those, wouldn't you? I'd like some sort of vehicle with a toilet in the back. You know, so that if I ever want to go, not so much a wee, because you can always, blokes can have a little cup in the front of the car. I'm sure some of you have done. Yeah, they're all right. You just put them in the dishwasher afterwards, don't you? There's no problem, is there? But you know what? Number twos. I'd love a vehicle with a toilet in the back, and a camper van sounds that sort of thing for me. 130 grand's worth they were giving away this morning. You had to do one of those phone-in things, I think, £2. £2 for a call. You text a number or something, and that's £2. Plus your network's text fee, whatever that is. I don't know what that is. It's good, isn't it? £2, you can have a camper van, £130,000. Lovely. You just drive it. I wouldn't have to drive here in one go. I could... Oh, excuse me. Burping this morning. Oh, hang on. Let me turn that off. I could drive for an hour and then just stop and pull over, have a little sleep in my bed in the back, get up, have a cup of tea, go to the toilet in my vehicle. Be lovely, wouldn't it? And then carry on up here. Wouldn't have to do the whole journey in one go. Be blooming marvellous. John Aiken, he's entered the GMB competition. I'd love a camper van too. Oh, I'd love one of those. They're very expensive, aren't they? They're really expensive. Anything like that. What's the great big thing? Willy Bagos, something like that. I don't think I'd like a tow around caravan. No, I don't think I'd like one of those. Not really. I think I never forget once when I was married. Her father was towing this caravan, and we were behind it. And suddenly we were on the motorway, and suddenly this caravan started going like this behind the car. Absolutely frightening. And when I saw that, I thought I never ever want to pull a caravan along. It was absolutely frightening. I thought any minute now this caravan's going to... And it went so... it started tipping a little bit like that. I don't know how they got out of it. It kind of straightened itself up for a while. What would cause that? Too fast or bad wheels or something? I have no idea. Good morning to the lovely Ross Patzelt. How are you this morning? Head of burping on this channel. Ross Patzelt, he does a little internet radio show, excellent radio show on reachonair.com. And you can often hear him burping and farting and blowing his nose. Sometimes, though, Ross, it's unavoidable, darling. But I can't believe the amount of times you do it. It could possibly be unavoidable. You're just doing it on purpose to annoy people. And that's how it is. Mark wants me to come and pick him up in his camper van. Well, I didn't enter the competition. Too tight to spend the £2, dear. Road shows from the caravan would be a very good thing, wouldn't it, eh? Ross entered competitions with 3 different addresses. Never won. I don't think you need to have a different address each time, Ross. But each time, doesn't it happen each time you send a text, you kind of get another ticket, so to speak? Is that how it works? I don't know. Morning to Ray Reynolds. Morning, Ray. Spoke to him on the phone yesterday. Good morning, Mr. Ray Reynolds. Mike Responto, get a camper van. You could drive around your niece and be like AJ and the Queen. Yes. AJ wouldn't be my niece. She's a bit too old now. She's 34, 33, 34, something like that. Too old. Now, it'd have to be great niece. Great niece Emily or great niece Evie. Who would be more suitable? I don't know. Can't have favourites. I think for something like, if I was to do something like AJ and the Queen, it would have to be Emily, who's in Cyprus. I think she's more of the naughty one out of the two of them, and she's got a bit of an attitude. She has. Emily has an attitude. All right. Ross says Andy Peters will do anything for £1. Is that right? You talk from experience there, do you, my love? Okay, oh, we're doing very well on the likes this morning. Thanks very much. 21 likes. Get to 23 and I'll show you a couple of pictures that DJ Chris has seen this morning. Some of you may not like those, but there is a point to them. There is a point to them, okay? So there we are. Get a camper, do pop-up karaoke and bingo at motorway services. Well, we can't do them inside at the moment, can we? Eh? Parkness has never had those problems when towing his caravan. Have you got one, have you? How lovely. How lovely. Yeah. Good. Let's just do a quick story there. We were talking about camping and sleeping and stuff like that. And one of the things you get when you're sleeping in certain places is bed bugs. Evil things with little antenna, don't they? But I think that deserves a little bit of scary music. Bed bugs, boys and girls. They're watching. Bed bugs. Look at this in the Daily Star this morning. Pest controllers have seen an alarming rise in outbreaks of bugs, which have been breeding like mad during lockdown. Have you got any in your house? Bed bugs? Anyone been bitten by a bed bug? Actually, I worked with a bloke in a place in Clapham, and he lived upstairs in the pub. And one day, I was at work at night time, and he said, I've been bitten by bed bugs. And he showed me his legs. He had shorts on. He showed me his legs, and they were covered in bites. And they're quite difficult to find. They only come out at night when you're asleep, waiting, watching. Yes. I better not tell Harry about bed bugs because he won't get into bed, will he? Bless him. Apparently they've been breeding like mad during lockdown when we weren't able... It says when they weren't able to keep British homes clean. Well, I would have thought, all that time you had spent off, your houses should be spotless by now because you've been searching around looking for something to do. It says homes are being invaded by vampire bedbugs, which are feasting on people's blood as they sleep. Frightening. Pest controllers were unable to keep the creepy crawlers at bay during lockdown as they could not go out on jobs and enter homes. Now they've returned to work and they've seen an alarming rise in outbreaks as the bugs have hopped from one home to another and bred like crazy. How is that even possible? What, next door? Or is it like someone coming round and visiting? With Mark Bowles, I'd probably be happy to take the risk, to be honest. Do they come over, like, on your body and, like, you get into another bed and then that's it? You've infected that bed. It says pest control technician Andy Kane, who is nicknamed The Hunter. The Hunter, the pest control hunter, said they're out of control after lockdown. House owners will be horrified to learn that these blood-sucking bedbugs are on the rise in the UK. Do you want to see a picture? Oh, they look horrible. To be honest, they don't look as bad as wasps to me. I don't like wasps. Oh, they're horrible. Look. This is the Daily Star. Oh, software update will be auto-installed. How exciting. Another software up. Look at that. And they're not obviously not that big, but just imagine if they got to that big. You're sitting there, you kind of, you wake up for a wee in the middle of the night, as older people do, and there's one of those next to the pillow. Don't show Harry that, for Christ's sake. He won't ever go back to bed again. Experts claim that because folk didn't have their homes properly cleaned during the lockdown, it's led to a huge infestation problem. Has anyone ever suffered from bed bugs or been to a hotel, possibly? Those of you that like to travel a lot. I've been lucky so far. It's never happened to me. I've never sort of gone to a hotel and woken up with lots of bites and things. I mean, I say that I got into a hotel covered in bites, but I didn't realise. That was in Cyprus last time. Last time, was it the time before, the first time I went to Cyprus, which was about March kind of last year. Lovely place to visit. Oh, my niece is so lucky there. She had a 3-year. Well, it's actually her husband. They're there for 3 years, and they're about now at a year and 2/3. You know, so not long left. They're going to miss being there. I'll tell you that now. They will totally miss being there. Such a wonderful time they have there. And I'd been out with the children. I think great nephew Harry had been playing football. It's brings a little football club that he belongs there. And me and my niece and great niece Emily and I don't remember James being there for some reason. Yeah, great nephew James must have been there. We were out in this area, but they have a real problem with mosquitoes there. Fortunately, not the malaria mosquitoes, the ones that are carrying the malaria, are just normal mosquitoes. And we got bitten left, right and centre. But you don't necessarily notice immediately on the bite, do you? You know, it's later on. And I'd got just minor itching here and there on my legs and what have you. Anyway, on this particular visit to Cyprus, I was staying in a hotel. So my niece kindly drove us back to the hotel, dropped us off. Bye-bye, see you tomorrow. Up I went to my room. Put the telly on, made myself a cup of tea with my travel kettle, which comes around everywhere, that travel kettle. That never gets left at home. Travel kettle. And I kind of got into bed, took my clothes off, went into bed. I thought, blimey, my legs are really hot. And anyway, I took down the covers and I was covered in bites on my legs. It was awful. And they were itching like mad. It was awful. Itching like mad. Of course, I've got no cream, nothing to put on, so I rang down to reception. This would have been about, wasn't that late, about 11:15 at night, something like that. I said, no chance you've got any insect cream. He said, I'll have a look for you. And he rang back. Very, very good service in this hotel. Can't remember the name of it now. Highly recommend. It's just a small boutique hotel, but very, very well run. I wonder what the name of it was now. I can't remember. Anyway, so he said he rang back and he said, can't find anything here. He said, I'll put some white vinegar in a bottle and give you some cotton wool. Dab it on. That should help. So that's what I did. So I did dab it on, and actually it did help a bit. But my legs were so hot. I think I left my legs out of the covers in the end. Of course, in the morning, the whole room just stank of vinegar. And so that's just mosquito bites. But bed bugs, I've never really bumped into them, to be honest, fortunately. It says that more and more people in this Daily Star this morning are waking up with blood all over their legs, wondering where it came from. The source are little bugs who feast on human blood and have an anaesthetic in their pincers too. An anaesthetic in there. Oh! So when they bite, you can't feel it. Oh. Who's going to bite the back of my neck? That's what I'm wondering, Mark Bowles. Andy, who works for London's Southwark Council. I would assume, I'm just guessing you'd have more of a problem in cities, but Andy, who works for London's Southwark Council and appears on Channel 4's Council House Britain, explained, thanks to lockdown, there's more pests than people. Oh, the worst thing since we've come back is a bed bug infestation. They are out of control after lockdown because we haven't been around to treat them properly. We went into one place and it was crawling. Oh, no. He said people will be sitting there on public transport and they latch onto their clothes. Bang, that's it. They're in your house. Don't get on a bus. You can end up having thousands because they breed quickly. Oh, that's frightening, isn't it? Have any of you had a bed bug problem before, or been anywhere and seen bed bugs, I wonder? Anyone saying anything about that? Ross, I've not got bed bugs, but got a wife who kicks and bruises me when I snore, and so she should. So she should. We have a lady on here who's an expert in dishing out pain and suffering. If anyone else, apart from myself, because I already do, anyone else wants to employ her for her services, she is available in the form of the delightful, lovely lady, Mrs. Mandy Davenport, boys and girls. Any problem with anyone at all, any sort of little left-wing group that are going marching up and down in London, we just send Mandy Davenport round and they soon go home. They soon go home, my love. I don't muck around with her. Let's have a look there. No one else talked about that there. Ibis, thank you. Fun things to do with tech. Ibis Sheffield. Spiders as big as my hands. Oh, well, they just house spiders. Sheffield, they're probably not dangerous ones, are they there? Good morning to Harold. Harold Hardrada. I'm going to try and get your name right. I hope that's okay. Harold Hardrada. I must say, I love the name Harold. That's a fantastic name. I remember Harold Wilson. He was Prime Minister of this country back in the 70s. Short period. And I don't think he was very successful, was he? But my dad liked him. Harold Wilson. Used to smoke a pipe, didn't he? Yeah. Labour he was, wasn't he? Park Nesters found a couple of those randy spiders in the house, caught them and tossed them outside. Very good. Mike Responto. When I was on holiday in Crete years ago, to stop the mosquitoes biting, I rubbed a clove of garlic all over my body. Didn't quite work, but I stunk the bedroom out. How awful. There's this thing that the RAF and the Army, they give out this green bottle of stuff. Anyone who's in the, I'm sure one or two of you have been in the TA or something something to do with the Army or the defensive services, whatever they're called. Can't remember what the word is now. You know, defence, RAF, sailors, something like that. They have this green tube of stuff called DEET, D-E-E-T. And it's a cream. And you rub it on. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. In fact, it's so good is that if you put it on your arms and your legs, anything that's exposed, right, and you think you're all right, the little sods come and bite your face. The bit that still hasn't got the stuff on. Or, even worse, that bit. And you end up with bites on the top of your head because they won't bite the rest. That's really good, that stuff. DEET, D-E-E-T. But when you go to these places, it's really important to put that stuff on because it can destroy your holiday being covered in bites. It's all right in Cyprus, you know, you've really only got to worry about the itch from the bites. Of course, other countries with malaria, very important. And you have to take these tablets, don't you? I don't think I've ever been to one of those countries. Have to take special tablets so many weeks before you go away and so many weeks afterwards to stop malaria. I don't know if they're 100% effective or not, really. Parkness, that's right. The late, great Howard Wilson was a Yorkshire man. He loved his HP sauce. I remember him. Oh, there's Heidi Young. Good morning, Heidi. You right, Heidi? Welcome along. Welcome along. Great bank holiday. Did anyone do anything yesterday as a matter of interest? Anyone go away anywhere like that? Place like that? Nice little trip to the seaside, eh? Okie doke. What have we got here? First picture of a man. Here. Poor man. Gosh. He went camping. He went camping. From the Daily Mirror this morning, Dutch worker is said to be still alive when emergency services arrived at a horrific scene in Longyearbyen, Svalbard. Dragged from a tent and mauled to death by a polar bear. Wow. The camper, for some reason, for some probably completely uneducated reason, I assumed that if you were sort of zipped up in a tent, the animals kind of left you alone. Not according to this. The camper mauled to death by a polar bear on a remote Norwegian island. I didn't even know they had polar bears in Norway. This was on a remote Norwegian island. Was dragged from his tent as he slept, the authorities say. Dutch national was killed as he camped where he had been employed as a seasonal worker on this particular island. Locals report say the bear dragged him from his tent as he slept at around 4 o'clock in the morning. Don't they sleep, these bears? When do they sleep? As he slept at around 4 a.m. in the horrific attack last Friday. It's believed he was still alive when rescuers attempted to save him, but later succumbed to his grisly injuries. That's frightening, isn't it? It's believed he was still alive when rescuers attempted to save him. Oh, I've read that. A devastating picture of his green tent following the attack shows it crumbled and torn apart, exposed to the elements there. Is that looks like two tents there? Presumably that's one tent there. Is that 2/10 or? Because I'll be honest with you, it doesn't look like it's. Oh yes, you can. It is damaged. Yeah, you can see it now. Yeah, look at the state of that tent, ripped apart by the bear. Gosh, you have to have fires outside or something like that. A sleeping mat had been pulled yards from the tent, and traces of what a local newspaper said was, oh dear, blood spattered with photographs close to the scene, with what appears to be a small rock and were photographed. What's that say? A sleeping mat has been put. I can't work this out. A sleeping mat has been pulled yards from the tent, and traces of what a local newspaper said was blood spatter were photographed close to the scene. Closed to the scene. Who's editing this stuff? Where what appears to be a small rock cairns or campfires are encircled by tents. Well, that don't make any sense, does it? As I said before, the editing in some of these papers now is shocking. I don't think anyone's checking. According to a local newspaper, 6 other campers were at the site but were not injured in the attack that cost this bloke his life. The bear was sadly, and I have to say sadly because, you know, it's a natural thing for them to do. Go out and find live things and eat them. That's just how it is. But they shot the bear and he was found dead as well. Isn't that awful? Gosh. Poor bear. Poor bear. And poor man, of course. Poor bear and poor man. Awful, that, isn't it? Let me just check my text. Good morning to Maureen. Morning, Maureen. Your texts are coming through this morning. That's good news. Morning to Maureen. Let me just write out a little thing before I forget Maureen. I always used to forget Maureen, so I write it out now as soon as she sends a text there. There we are. Cheerio, Ross. Nice to see you there. Paul Adamson, we have a lot of mosquitoes here in Amsterdam. All the water, of course. I use DEET, you know that thing, and put it all over, even head, hair and face. It does work. It does do very well, that DEET stuff. I don't know if you can actually buy that here, actually. The penalty spot on the top of the head. Have you got one as well, Gary? Penalty spot. All right, gang, we're going to do the Superdraw shortly, okay? We'll do one more story and then the Superdraw. And I'm afraid it's another sad, and I find it sad, a sad Pontin story again. And I say sad because we had such a lovely time in the 70s at Pontin's. Mum and Dad would take me and my sister there every year for a holiday. We went all over different ones. I don't think we went to Camber Sands. Went to Seacroft, not Hemsby, Riviera. We went to Riviera, which was like a big white hotel in, I think it was Devon or somewhere. We went to so many different Pontins and had a fantastic time at every single one of them. Not one Pontin's holiday was a disappointment. But we seem to see continuing stories in the papers about people that have recently been to Pontins and they just doesn't work. This is in the Daily Mirror. This lady from Liverpool bought her own cleaning supplies with her after reading negative reviews about the Pontins Park in Camber Sands, East Sussex, but claims it was even worse than she expected. She was prepared. She was prepared to... I mean, it's not good, is it? It's not good if you've got to take cleaning materials before you've even got there. You're expecting it to be a bit of a dirty place. It's not good, is it? But she was prepared. She was prepared for this. And the story goes on in the Daily Mirror. A family says a Pontins holiday park should be knocked down after staying in a cabin that was so disgusting they ended their stay after just one night. They went home. This lady, she's not young. She's not a millennial. You know, we often say that, don't we? Millennials and younger people, all they do is moan left, right and centre about anything they find. Well, she's not young. She's 50. Cheryl Whitehead, 50, stayed at the park in Camber Sands, East Sussex with her daughter and 2 young children despite reading negative reviews from guests who complained about the filthy state of their rooms. Now, have you been to a Pontins recently? Say in the last 5 years, and how was it for you? The Liverpool Gran Even bought her own cleaning supplies with her because she expected similar conditions after booking one of those £9.50 holiday promotions, which I think they do in the Sun. Now, £9.50 on a holiday, I have to come in here and say, what do you expect? I certainly don't expect 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, maybe even 2-star. I expect a bit of an old place, but I would expect it to be clean, wouldn't you? Doesn't matter what the price is, you would expect it to be clean. Anyway, she's done one of these £9.50 holiday promotions, I think in the Sun. She claims it was worse than expected, and the stay was horrible from start to finish. What a shame. Ants crawling all over her 5-month-old baby grandson, a floor covered in dirt like a crust, and filthy appliances, as reported in Kent Live. After a sleepless night, Cheryl, daughter Kiera, and the children checked out, and the grandmother is now demanding compensation. Although, is she asking for just the £9.50 back? I would assume she's probably trying to get more than that. She said, we did take some cleaning stuff with us because of all the reviews we've seen. Well, I mean, perhaps the clue was there. People have already told you that it's a dump. Why would you go? Because I wouldn't. We thought it would be just somewhere to lay our heads after we'd been out for the day, but it was horrible from start to finish. To make matters worse, the family's car broke down during the long drive from Liverpool. That's neither here nor there, is it? And she said, we first got into the cabin. Now, I assume when she says cabin, I would assume she means chalet. We all stayed in chalet at Pontin's. They had all these chalets. They were comfortable. You open the door and it had a smell to it. Perhaps a little bit of a musty smell where, you know, it's not that well heated. You did have heating in there. It was okay. I mean, the last time I went to Pontin's, it would have been 1984, 1985, with my friend Andy. We were both in the Scouts, and it was all right. Yeah, it was all right then. We didn't have any complaints at all. She said, when we first got into the cabin, everything seemed nicely laid out. But when we took our shoes off, we could feel the dirt. It was like a crust. Oh. We went checking everywhere. The oven was full of grease. There was one quilt between 4 people. No TV and no bath plug. One quilt. The family say they complained, but the park staff did nothing. She said, when we complained the next morning, specifically regarding quilts, there was no communication at all. I rang them up multiple times and they told me reception was closed. We were told it was too windy for our TV to work. Really? We were told it was too windy for our TV to work, despite the fact that in every other room the TVs were working. I don't know whether they were short-staffed because of the coronavirus or incompetent. My guess is short-staffed, actually. She said they decided to leave after realising the cabin was infested with ants. Oh, did you ask to be moved to another room? It don't say anything like that here. The ants were the last straw. My daughter complained that she had them all over while she slept. We moved the baby's bag and found they were all hiding under it. Oh, how awful. That's dreadful, isn't it, eh? I told my daughter to change the baby. She laid him down, and when I came back, they were all over him. He's 5 months old. She said there were bugs everywhere. The family checked into a hotel for the rest of the staycation. And she said, looking through other people's reviews on the Facebook group of the holiday park, I feel I've got off lightly. I've complained to customer service, and I've been told I'll likely get my money back. It's not good enough. It should be knocked down. Environmental health officers recently inspected the park after complaints from unhappy guests who booked post-lockdown holidays this summer. Officers, however, have no control over the cleanliness of the accommodation. What was the point of them going then? Dear me. Another woman said she stormed out of the chalet after just 10 minutes when she discovered it was absolutely filthy with mould. Another mum claims she was sick over the absolutely disgusting state of the rooms she was offered at the holiday camp. And another one says her toddler was left so traumatised after a holiday from hell, he cries if she suggests another trip. After discovering a maggot-infested room and an open cesspit filled with human waste. Oh, my Lord. It's sad, isn't it? It's so sad. Pontin's was huge. Pontin's and Butlins. To be fair, I don't think I've ever seen a bad story about a Butlins room. It seems to just be Pontin's, doesn't it? Eh? Where they have these filthy rooms. It's such a shame because, as I say, we had such a good time at Pontin's in the 70s. And the couple of times I went in the 80s. I went once with my mate and then once with my wife at the time, 1983, I think it was. 1983. Not anymore. You see story after story about Pontin's. Fun things to do with tech says Thorpe Park, Cleethorpes is... You have a Thorpe Park in Cleethorpes, do you? I didn't know that. Because we have one down south, of course. I'm up in Lincolnshire at the moment. Down south, there's a Thorpe Park there with theme rides. Is it the same thing? It doesn't look like it, actually. Fun things to do with tech says Thorpe Park, Cleethorpes is not good. A few years back, it was so bad. It was very dirty. And there was still food gone off in the fridge. And to top it off, beds were not sorted out as there was blood in the bathroom. Oh, my Lord. Jason Hughes has been on a few sun holidays. Never had a problem. Yes, I did one once. That's before I got the caravan, so a few years back. And there is a holiday... There's a caravan park near here. This, where I am, is not a holiday caravan park. You know, you can't... People who don't own the caravans can't book in there. And you're also not allowed to let your caravan out to someone. So, you know, Jason Hughes, you couldn't say to me, oh, Chris, can I stay at your caravan for a while? Is 50 quid or whatever, 100 quid or whatever. I'd have to say no. We're not allowed to let them out to people. It's only owners only here. But there's a place not far from here, Tattershore Lakes Country Park. And that's all let caravans of varying different ages, okay? You can buy on that park, but the ground rent is astronomical. You do have a swimming pool there, although on a busy day you struggle to be able to get into that pool. I went there about 3 or 4 years ago, I think it was, when I booked in there, and I had some passes to use the swimming pool. So great nephew Harry and great niece Evie came over. Olivia wasn't born at the time, I don't think. And my sister and I took him into the swimming pool, and we got in the pool, but it wasn't much space. You couldn't swim a length. There were too many people in there, you know. And they have a little entertainment venue type thing, and it's all right, you know. But that was a £9.50 holiday, and the caravan was... It was clean. That's all I'm saying. It was clean. It was a bit dilapidated, and unfortunately... They put me next to a family. Children will be children and they make their noise. But I go for a sleep in the afternoon. Well, I couldn't sleep. They set up one of those ball things on a pole with a string. You know, so you got this pole there. And the balls are out and bang. Well, in a caravan, there is no insulation. There's no sound insulation whatsoever. Okay? So if someone's talking outside your caravan, well, they might as well be in the room with you. It's that bad. But it was a £9.50 holiday. What can you do? You know, you can't complain, can you? £9.50. Normally there, height of the summer, you'd be surprised at the price of caravan holidays at the height of the summer. Seriously, they're like they can be £1,000 to hire a caravan in the summer. Seriously, very very expensive. Very expensive. Shania's back to work tomorrow. Oh, we'll miss you, Shania. That's another number dropping off. Never mind, darling. Oh, well. Anyone else saying things about there? Fun things to do with tech again. We went to Beachcomber Holiday Park. Was good, clean and tidy. Got a free upgrade from silver to gold. And cafe is cheap but good. There you go. Mark could stay for free, yes. Or he wouldn't be renting it out, would he? He'd be staying with me as my partner. Yes, it's 2020 now. Two men can quite happily share a caravan together, and no one blinks an eyelid. It's wonderful, really, isn't it? Alrighty, gang, we've got the Superdraw to do, which we'll do now, I think. Okay, so let's get out these tickets. Actually, I'm going to put these tickets in here because it doesn't work so well in the cardboard box because there's... I'll show you. I'll show you what I mean. Let's put these tickets here temporarily here. Put those there, like that. All right. These are the Superdraw tickets. What we have in here are all the tickets for Monday's raffle and all the tickets for those of you that do Super Draws, Super Chats, okay? They're all in here. And see what happens at the bottom. You see they get stuck under there like that. So I'll put them all in here and then everyone gets a fair chance. Okay. Someone's about to win a mug. It'll have to be a mug. Oh, well, it can be a water bottle. If you choose the water bottle, you'll have to wait till next week because I haven't got enough up here. Okay? I'll have to send it out to you next Monday. All right? To do that. Now, there's an awful lot of tickets in here. Look, there's a month's worth of any raffle that we do. All the tickets end up in here for the once a month draw, which we should have done yesterday. But I forgot to do it, unfortunately. So there we are. Okay? Yes, baby. Super Draw. And the Super Draw prize. Hang on a minute, what am I doing here? Super Draw prize, you get to choose. You can either have a water bottle or a mug. Okay? So choose what you want. Alright? Here we go then, boys and girls. Let's stir them around. Stirring, stirring. Are you excited? Excited? There's so many in here. Gosh. Don't want to need to drop out. Can you see everything all right here? I like you to be able to see. So that's squeaking a bit, isn't it? Listen. It sounds like the door to a haunted house. Hang on a minute. And then I'll show you the pictures. Thanks very much for your 25 likes there. I'll show you the pictures as well straight after this, okay? Having your own caravan, you know how clean it is, yeah. It is clean in here. It is clean in here. It's not tidy. It's clean. Big difference, isn't there? Not clean or tidy. Right, there you go. Right, I think we've mixed those up enough. Let's have a drum roll, boys and girls. I have a ticket. I have a ticket. Here it is, and it is ticket number 929. You aren't going to believe this. Ticket number 929. Why has he won? It's really upset me, that has. Why, oh why, has he won? I can't even bring myself to say the name. You can see it with your own eyes. I can't believe it. All those tickets. Well, that's upset me. That's upset me, that has. I think I might just have to abandon this show now. I can't cut. Let's put the other tickets back in here, along with the stamps. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. How is that even possible that you would pull it? It's like a message from above, isn't it? Sorry to Paul and Lou. Once again, you are losers, my darling. Losers. That has got to prove to you that this is never fixed. That has got to prove to you that this whole raffle, bingo, everything we do, it's never fixed. Never, ever fixed. That must prove it to you. Surely. Always get people up here. Oh, it's a fix, it's fixed. Just because they haven't won. Paul and Lou are losers, but they never complain, do they? They never complain. I am fuming. I can't believe it. He did win before Michael Lawrence. Yes, that's right. Poor Fran had 927. She was close on that one, weren't you? You couldn't make it up. Now, he isn't with us live today. What I could do is after the show is finished, edit that bit out and redo the draw. Would you like me to do that? You couldn't make it up. Seriously, I can't believe it. Oh, Mark, dear. You just take anything you want when you get round here, my love. Don't worry about that. You haven't got to win anything. Good karma. That's what Denise said. It is good karma, Denise. I'm sure it is, my love. Good morning. Did I say hello to you, Denise? I don't remember you popping up this morning. Morning to Denise. Head of ducks on this channel. Morning, Denise. Delete the show and start again, says Jason Hughes. Oh, dear. Oh, Gary. Well, there's nothing else to be said for that, is there? Nothing else to be said. Absolutely nothing else to be said. I'm so disappointed on that. So totally and utterly disappointed. Right, let's move on then. What you're saying there. Peter said he calls as he's on holiday near. He's nowhere near me, Gary. He's nowhere near me. He's in North something, Northampton or Nottingham, one of the two. Nottingham, I think. He's nowhere near here. He's nowhere near here. Oh, I'm going on holiday near you. No, you're not. You're nowhere near here. We've got a barrier here. As Mick Davenport will tell you. His poster's already up on the board there, so he can't get in. Peter's going up there as well. Perhaps I'll just put a little mouth up there with one tooth in it. There, no, that is. Mandy says do it. Delete the show and start again. It's easy to do. Easy to do that. I'm fuming. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to have to take my tablets because I'm not coping here. There's a good chance I'm going to die on air today. Oh, I'm so upset. Peter bleeding rights, one again. Do you know I get I'm not going to tell you who it's from. I get messages from people saying, are you putting my raffle tickets in? There's the proof. There's the proof. Yes, I'm putting your raffle tickets in. I must say, if you really thought it was fixed, please don't play the bingo or anything, because it blooming well is. Look, they're all saying, start the show again. I can't sit here for another hour and a quarter. Anyway, say no more about that. We got more tickets to give out a little bit later on. This week's Super Chat. Sometimes people send us a little tip. The Super Chat prize this week is one of our brand new bottles, okay? We've already got a few tickets for that this week, I think. How many we got there? Yeah, we've already got a few tickets in there. So if you'd like to have the chance of winning one of those, I'll give you a free raffle ticket every time you send me a £1 Super Chat or a £1 tip. The other way of getting one of those, of course, is on bingo. On Sunday night, we play bingo every Sunday night. Let's have a bingo jingle. All right. It's not quite bingo time yet, but we do play bingo on Sunday night, gang. If you or you know anyone else that would like to join us for bingo on Sunday night, please give them my email address and just send this bloke an email and he'll add you onto the system. And I'll be glad to do that because I'd like to try and make the bingo night a little bit bigger than it already is, all right? John Aitken's already done the Euro Millions lucky dip for tonight, 139 million. I hope some of that will be coming this way, you know, for the installation of our brand new caravan and studio. Thank you. Denise said it would have made Peter's day. We won't hear the last of it, though. No, we won't, unfortunately. Anyway, don't tell him. No one tell him. Make sure he runs through this show later on today and watches it. All right. More stories. Home bargains. You ready for Christmas? Ding dong merrily on high. In heaven the bells are ringing. Gloria, Hosanna in excelsis. Did you notice how long I didn't need to breathe halfway through it, did I? I can hold my breath for ages, Mark Bowles. No need to come up for air at any point at all. I can hold my breath for ages. Anyway, Christmas. 4 months away, isn't it? You see these sad, lonely people on Facebook. Oh, only 110 days till Christmas. They've got nothing else to say. The boring Facebook posts. Let's have a quick look at Facebook while I'm sitting here. Let's see what boring... What's the other one that come on today? Someone else I deleted today. Oh, if you're my friend, I know we haven't seen each other for a while. Please click like on this and pass it on to 5 of your friends. Because, and I got to the word because, deleted. Thank you, bye-bye. Can't be doing with these idiots who just cut and post endless chain messages. Let's see what we got on here. We got my friend Nikki Vixen. She posts up pictures of flowers, which are always nice. There's a picture of someone laying on a bed who clearly needs to go to Slimming World. There's a story here on the news. Jeremy Corbyn, former Labour leader, voted best Prime Minister Britain never had in Twitter poll. Jesus, are they for real? There's a picture of someone standing on a beach. There's a picture of a pumpkin. Oh, have you seen the talking pumpkins? Has anyone seen those? I kid you not. Talking pumpkins. It keeps coming up when I look at TikTok. You get these adverts for these talking pumpkins. Literally. But they were a little bit dear. I think they were about 30 quid, something like that. You take it out of the box and it's got a face on it. You know, that scary face. And it moves and talks. Very good. And after that, Christmas. In the sun this morning. Christmas might be a few months off, but it's never too early to get a head start on your festive decorations, right? No, it's not. I don't think it is anyway. I hate to walk around shops and see Christmas decorations in September, October, November, maybe the end of November, earliest. I hate seeing them earlier than that. The really big department stores in London, Harrod, Selfridges, places like that, John Lewis, they have a whole department of Christmas stuff. It's amazing, really. The one in, where's the other one we went to see? Oh, God. What's that? Lily White's. Lily White's. They have a big Christmas section as well. Home Bargains in the Sun already has a wide range of decorations available in store, and shoppers are going wild, desperate to snap some of this stuff up. They're already selling it. During a recent shopping trip, an eagle-eyed shopper filmed the range of festive items already available, although they weren't exactly hard to miss. We're not talking a couple of shelves here, filled with table dressings and Christmas baubles, but rows upon rows of glittery goodness, and it's so magical. Well, Christmas is magical. It is. Doesn't matter how old you are. But I think you lose the magic bringing it forward like this all the time. Now to September. This lady shared a video on a Extreme Couponing and Bargaining UK Facebook group, which has attracted thousands of comments from people who are feeling the festive spirit. She wrote, if anyone wants to start early, that's all the Christmas stuff in Home Bargains, and it's there already. While some pointed out Christmas is still 4 months away, that would be me, many others shared their excitement and vowed to check out the bargain range. I'm going shopping tomorrow, one person says, and another said, I normally say how ridiculous Christmas starting in August, but this year, with it being so horrendous for everyone, I seem to welcome the sight of Christmas on the shelves, something to look forward to. Perhaps next year I'll moan again about it starting too early. So, I don't know. We be going to get any Christmas decorations from Home, whatever it was, Home something or other? Home, what was it called? I can't remember the name. I've closed the blooming thing down there. What was it called? Hang on a minute. Home Bargains. We'd be going to Home Bargains and get your Christmas stuff yet? Denise, head of Ducks on this channel, says Christmas crafting finish made. She does crafts. Denise, she makes stuff. I'm sure you'll send us another couple of pictures soon, Denise. Christmas crafting finished made 20 bauble wreath and 10 fruit ones. Look out, guys, you might get one for Christmas. Yeah, you could be selling your stuff on here, Denise. Of course, I will have to insist on taking a small cut from that. I think if you sold something, I don't know, what would you sell a 20 bauble reef for? 20 quid? I'll have to take a five of that, I'm afraid. Sorry, Denise. I can't give it away for nothing. Otherwise, they'll all want to do it, darling. You know how it is. You do something on this channel, you know, you put your head out a little bit to do someone a favour. Oh, if you did it for them, why won't you do it for me? One of the things I often get on the show is emails from good thinking people, nice thinking people, asking me to mention certain charities, this charity or that charity, and I never do, because that can become very messy, that, you know. You have to, for example, really check out the charity, that it's not something dodgy, because I've seen plenty of, like, not OnlyFans or GoFundMe, that sort of thing, of dodgy looking. I saw one from one bloke, and I know he takes a lot of drugs. Not really a friend of mine. He was a doorman somewhere. He's not that old. He's sort of mid-20s. And he arranged a thing for homeless people. And I thought, that ain't for homeless people, mate. So you have to watch these charities. And I'm sure some of them are very... Even if I was to choose one that was sort of important, like a big one, like... some sort of cancer charity or something like that. So you'd start mentioning that, and then someone else would come along and say, oh, could you mention this one as well? You know, well, I'm doing this one at the moment. Oh, yeah, well, that's not fair. Do you see what I mean? So you can't do anything. I think people are their own worst enemies sometimes. I really do. Fran's not getting anything. I could sell to them amount I've got. There you go. Morning to Dylan. We've got someone new there. Dylan? Who's Dylan? Dylan Hutchinson. Good morning. Ah, you're new. Welcome, Dylan. Whereabouts are you in the world? Welcome along to our little strange and mysterious show, Dylan. Hey, whereabouts are you? Chris, would you really take that much commission when it's for charity? I'm afraid so, Denise. Well, in fact, if it's for charity, it's going to have to be £10, not £5. Of course, I wouldn't take any money if it's a blooming charity. What do you think I am, dear? Denise, I had flag up from credit cards this week. It was a non-existent charity. Got my card details. Thank goodness they picked it up. Yeah, I had that a couple of weeks ago. Do you remember, Denise? Nearly £200 I was scammed for. Hello to Jeff. I've got to tell you, see that name there, Jeffrey Burnley? That is the caravan next to mine. You don't normally see me dressed like this, do you, Jeff? Jeff and his wife recently bought the caravan next... I've got all red now, look. Jeff and his wife recently bought the caravan next door. And very quiet. Never hear them. And they were asking me about what I do, and I told them about this show. And they wrote it down. I think this is the first time they've joined us. So good morning to Jeff and his wife in the caravan next door to mine. I'll never be able to look at you in the face again, Jeff. He's been doing a lot of maintenance on his caravan recently. Yeah, I've just fixed my lights. My lights had fallen down at the front of my caravan, funnily enough. There'd been an awful lot of wind here. And you know what my DIY is like, gang. I had a wisteria in a big pot at the front of the caravan, growing up just like a stick. And the stick, it kept banging against the caravan in the wind, you know, like that. It was so annoying. It's all right in the day. You can go out and fix it. 3 o'clock in the morning, the wind's out there. There's nothing better than being in a caravan and it's pouring down with rain and the wind's outside. Oh, it's lovely. Except if you've got a stick banging on the blooming thing all the time. So I went out there, DIY Chris, with my gaffer tape and taped it up. Well, it's been all right for 2 years, but that's come off now. And my nephew was saying, Jeff, my neighbour, told him that the pot kept blowing over. And I'm thinking, how's that pot blown over? Can't work out how that's happened. Anyway, got here on, was it Monday? I usually get here very early in the morning, sort of about 1:30 Monday morning I got here. And I immediately noticed that the lights, which should be across the top there, were just hanging in one place, unfortunately. So yesterday, after the show yesterday morning, And I just missed you, actually, Jeff, yesterday. As I came out to do my lights just after I finished the show. You were just driving off somewhere. They go out for days out, I think, somewhere. And got my ladder out and put it up there and put the things up. And I'm looking at them, I'm thinking, how has this blown over? And what happened is, where the wisteria had done so well, there were now a lot of leaves on it. Okay? So the wind, it looks like the wind had been catching the leaves. So I didn't want to do it, but I thought you'll have to either move the plant somewhere else or cut it down and keep the stick there. So I cut it down a bit so there's not so many leaves there. But clearly, I don't think it can really stay there because you can't let it grow. I could put it actually probably a better place is at the front. I might do that today, actually. I might move that, but I've got to unravel the lights, because the lights are I kind of wound them round the stick. So it looks quite nice like that. But yeah, that's about my DIY skills, I'm afraid. End of that. Good morning to Heidi. Heidi's on the Chapel Hill Marina as well. Good morning, Heidi. I'm not quite sure where Heidi is, actually. She keeps it secret, don't you, Heidi? She don't like people turning up there. Have you got a cup? Can I borrow a cup of sugar, please? Hi, Heidi. Something like that. Daniel Woodhouse says, what about all them people on Facebook? They claim they're raising funds for charity on their birthday. Is that right? Do they really? I've not seen that at all, Daniel. You do have to be careful with people saying they're raising money for charity, because some of them aren't. Good morning to Peter Paliwoda. Morning, Peter. Peter used to run pubs. He says, even some of the big charities have had their share of controversy, Chris. Yes, I'm sure they have over the years. Well, I mean, it's the people at the top, isn't it? The people in charge of charities, they're on like 6-figure wages. And the charity argues that they need those people at the top to get the money in. And I'm not for that at all. You know, I don't like to see people at the top. If you're doing charity, it should be out of the goodness of your heart, shouldn't it? You know? There's like a lot of things I don't think you should charge. For example, when I play the organ at church, I don't charge them. There are some people that do. Some people, it's their job to play the organ in a church. Whereas as you know, I'm amateur organ. I just about get away with it. I play by ear. Play the organ by ear. I know the hymn in my head. I don't need the music. I just play it. And I turn up and I do my thing, and that's it. You know, no charge. Years ago, of course, again, back in the 70s, when I used to go to church with my mum and dad and what have you, and the church would have this like community of people keeping it clean and doing this, that, the other. Little old ladies generally would come in during the week and clean the church from top to bottom. The church, someone in the church would know someone who could do painting, and when it was painted, this crowd of people would come in and paint it, all for nothing, you see, all for the love of the church. And similarly with charities, I think with charities, if you're going to run a charity, you've got to do it for the love of what you're doing there, rather than to make shed loads of money. £100,000 to run a charity? Gosh, I mean, no. To me, that's wrong, but that's how it is, I'm afraid. Weigh the plant pot, says Jeff. Yeah, the trouble is, as the leaves grow there, they just get more and more, don't they? And actually, where I've put it, I'm not convinced it's in the right place anyway. I don't see anywhere where it could grow along. Unless you take it along the guttering, and then it's going to block the guttering. I think it's probably best to move it to the front. Well, the front, what's facing the sun. Actually, I've got one at one end. I could put it at the other end and it would kind of work there, I think. Denise was given a receipt when she handed the money over to a hospital, and it showed it to the people so they knew it went there. And the hospital gave card to local pub for supporting me selling stuff. Denise makes stuff. Send us some more pictures in, Denise. That would be good. All right. Oh, is that where you are, Heidi? Oh, okay. I'll have to have a look where you are then. I'll have to have a look where you are. All right. Someone's trying to ring on the text phone. That only accepts texts. Doesn't take phone calls on that phone, okay? So if you want to send a text message, it's 07551 259 675. Okay, 07551 259 675. I saw a little message from Dylan there. We wanted to find out where Dylan was. He's in Mansfield in Nottinghamshire. And Martin from Retro Restore sent me here. That's my brother-in-law, Martin. He'll be round here later. Yeah, I've had a bit of a leak coming in from one of the doors, and it's got under the door, and part of my floor. I don't know if I've got the picture on here, actually. Let me have a look. No, it's not on there now. But it might be on my phone. Hang on, let me show you. Part of my floor was gone all soggy. And they've already done the floor for me. They'll be round later. Hang on a minute. Where's my... Oh, what's going on here? Photos. Where's photos? Albums. Here we go. My cousin sent a picture of me last night. Look. He's been going through his mum's... Are you ready for this? He's been going through his mum's, my aunt's pictures. Look. Cowboy Chris. See? I mean, it says it all. There I am, ready to join the village people. Look, I'm even doing the actions. YMCA. He sent one of my sister as well. Where is one of my sister? There she is. That's at her nan's house in Peckham. Oh, that's gone a bit funny, isn't it? There we are. There's my sister, little Sharon. Bless her heart. Well, let me just show you this picture, just in case you didn't see it, gang, of the hole in the caravan. Come on, where are you there? It's way past our videos of Coworth Park. We went for afternoon tea the other day. Is that it? No. There it is. There you go. There's my floor. Look at that. That's all been replaced now. Well, most of it's been replaced. They've found the spongy bit, cut a piece out, and put a new piece of plywood there, which is amazing. Oh dear, 1 moment. Which is amazing. Amazes me because it's flat. It's like the same level as the rest of the floor that they've cut into. I don't know how they managed to do that. It's a mystery to me with the DIY. But they're coming today to reseal underneath the door where the water's been coming in. When you have an old caravan, it's like a constant thing for maintenance. It really is. You know, there's always something that seems to be after done. He was round here a couple of weeks ago. Put an aerial up for the internet around the side of the caravan, which has vastly improved the speed and some of the issues that I was getting when trying to bring you this daily program, boys and girls. But the aerial is fantastic. I have asked him to put up a 25-foot mast at the back, but he's not sure that would be given permission for that one. A United Kingdom talk cowboy hat. You think I should have some of that? Pull up the AstroTurf, allowing water to get through the door. Yeah, well, I could cut a bit out of there, couldn't I? I'm considering doing that. Good morning to Steve Carter. Good morning to you. Steve used to play the organ by ear in my local church, but the vicar told me it sounds better when I use my hands. It would be very painful. You would only be able to do one note at a time, wouldn't you? I'm not professional. We've got a quiz tonight, incidentally. If you're new to the show, welcome along. We do a quiz on Tuesday nights. 8 o'clock on this channel is quiz night tonight. There's 5 rounds all together. We've got a current affairs round. News and current affairs. Stuff that's been in the news. I write that myself, that one. There's a easy round. Okay, round 2. There's a picture round, round 3. There's a general knowledge round, which most people found the most difficult round 4. And there's the music round 5, which is me professionally playing tunes on the piano for you. Okay? I'll give you a little sneak preview of tonight's music round. Yes, indeed. 10 little bits of music coming up for you. Some of them require just the title, and some the title and the artist. And I have my... check this out. Yes, my summary type thing. I did notice when I was doing the music round last week, the shirt made me look like I was really fat. Well, I am now, dear. Weeks and weeks of just eating crap. Right, here we go then. 10 bits of music. Song number 1, you'll hear each piece of music twice, okay? Song number 1, I want the artist and the title of this one. Song number 1. All right, there's a little bit of the music round. Did you get that one? Did you know what it was? Go on, have a guess. Go and see if you can guess that tune. That's tonight. That's the music round tonight. And all the other questions and what have you. That starts at 8 o'clock tonight on this channel. So do feel free to join us. There's no prize. Okay, there's no prize. You play exactly as you want. If you cheat, that's up to you. You can cheat if you want. Doesn't affect anyone else because there's no prize, you see. But we do raffle off. We do a little raffle tonight as well. And you can win. Where's that gone? We're giving away one of our pens, okay? A United Kingdom Talk pen, okay? And that's done by way of the raffle. So once the quiz is finished, oh, where's that gone now? Dear me, hang on a minute. Once the quiz has finished, we give out a load of raffle tickets and we do the raffle there and then. Also, boys and girls, if you're in the North London area, the place where I've been doing the karaoke at, although not recently, we'll be showing the quiz live on their TV screens there. That's at Central Station Bar in Wharfdale Road, North London. Central Station Bar, Wharfdale Road, North London. And you'll be able to play in there along with other people, gang. Okay? There, if you go there, they have a £20 bar tab for the winners in there. So there, if you go there, you can win a £20 bar tab. You can also order meals that I believe, even though Rish's meal deal was finished now, I think they're still running it off their own back in there. So Central Station Bar, North London tonight, 8 o'clock for the quiz. If you can't get down there, just join us here online, and that's good. John Aitken, well done. Take good care of my baby. Excellent. Excellent. You are correct. You are correct. Heidi, which one did you get? Can you send me the link? We need to get one too. Oh, yes. I might be able to do that now for you, actually. Let's see. Amazon. It's an enormous difference it made. Let's just see. That's the one there. I'll give you... Oh, there's a different one there. I haven't seen that one before. I'll give you the one that I've bought, okay? Let's see if I can do that. See if that works for you. Hang on, I'll type up the thing on there, and that may help you there. Let's see if that works for you. Okay? Going to cost you about 70 quid for that aerial. You must make sure your router can accept an external aerial with 2 cables. There's 2 cables. Also, you need to make sure that little fitting's right. I have a TP-Link router. TP-Link. I believe the Huawei ones will also accept 2. You need 2 sockets in the back because it's like 2 cables come out from the aerial. You'll have to get someone put it on a pole. Maybe you've got a TV aerial pole there already, Heidi. I don't know. The higher the better, basically. And it's not directional. You haven't got to point it towards somewhere. It picks up the signals from everywhere. Okay, it has doubled my upload speed and it's doubled my download speed, and it almost quadrupled my upload speed, which is the important one. The upload speed to me is important. That's this show coming to you, whereas for you, the download speed would be more important. All right, so hopefully that'll help you out there. Shania, did Chris see what? I don't know what I said there. What did I see there? Not sure what I see. Just click on that, Heidi, and also do a little comparison on Amazon. You might find someone's doing it a little bit cheaper than that. Okay? Have you got a man here, says Mark. No, not here. Not for about 4 years now. Good. Shania, did Chris see my super chat? No, I didn't. Oh, you've sent a super chat, have you? Why hasn't that popped up at the top there? That's strange, isn't it? Okay, Shania, let's give Shania a couple of free raffle tickets. Thank you, Shania. Shania sent me a £2 super chat this morning. What colour tickets are these? There we are. So I'll give you a couple of free tickets. Thank you, Shania. She wants to try and win a water bottle with my free tickets. Remember, you can't buy these tickets. That's not allowed. Not allowed to sell raffle tickets on there. These are free raffle tickets, and I give you a free raffle ticket every time you send a £1 super chat, all right? So, Shania, let's give you a couple of tickets there, darling. The good news is I don't think Peter Wright has bought any super chats this week, so he can't win the next one, unless he comes in on before next Thursday and changes his mind. He does seem to win a lot, doesn't he? Peter Wright, I can't believe he won that blooming thing today. 106 and 107 for you there, Shania. Straight in the little jar here, my love. She wants to win a water bottle. Water bottle. Perhaps you could fill it up with holy wine when you're on the altar at church. I think that'd be quite nice. You know, on the altar, Shania, you know, How would the priest feel about sort of having a little row of these on one of my stickers? You know, on the front of the altar, advertising United Kingdom Talk. In fact, I think I'd even go as far as possibly having an illuminated sign made for your church. You know, perhaps smaller ones just underneath the statue of the Blessed Virgin Mary, Mother of God, how Queen of Heaven. How Queen of Heaven, the ocean star, guide of the wanderer here below. I know 'em all, dear. Immaculate Mary, our hearts are, bring flowers of the rarest. Love 'em all. Fun things to do with tech. Is it IT is SMA? Oh, I don't know what that is there. There you go. That's fun things to do with tech. Helping out with the technology type things there. In fact, if the aerial comes and you've got different sockets, you can get adapters, but then that's something else to buy. The thing is with aerial cables, you want as little connections as possible. You don't want to really extend an aerial cable for one of these things, because every time you do that, you'll lose some of the signal coming down the wire. Very important that. That goes generally for all sorts of aerials. You're putting an aerial up, you always want that cable as short as is possible. In fact, the one here, I've got some extra cable here. But the thing is, with those aerials, the socket comes attached already. Mark Bowles, are you sending me £1, Mark? Oh, Mark, you haven't got to send me money for me to be interested in you. I just am. But like always, gang, we can't have favourites on this channel, okay? He wouldn't be getting free raffle tickets. Well, he is getting a free raffle ticket. He wouldn't be getting raffle tickets for nothing, though. As you've sent me £1 tip, I'm now going to give you a free raffle ticket, Mark Bowles. There you go, darling. I'm just going to... I hope you don't mind if... 10108. There you go, Mark. There you go, darling. All right. When are you going to leave your wife for me, darling? It's about time, isn't it? Come on, she's not interested, darling. She's probably fed up for the sight of you. I'll be happily have you here for at least a week. Shania could put holy water in it. What an excellent idea, Shania. Holy water. Yes. Do you know what, Shania? Between you and me, and you know, I don't say this to upset other people. There are people on it. Can you believe this, Shania? People on here that don't know what holy water is for. Can you believe that? I mean, it's heathens, dear. Heathens. They don't know what holy water is. Oh, what to do with that? Do you drink it? Isn't it shocking? Do you have one on your door at home? I bet you do. You've got one at home, haven't you? A little thing on the wall with some holy water in it. As blessed by Father, whatever his name is that you've got. You've got a foreign priest there, haven't you? Do you have to wire the Amazon thing to the router? Yes, you do. It's very easy, Peter. You unscrew. It usually has a couple of rubber caps on. You take the rubber caps off and literally just screw these two things on. It's very easy. The only thing is I believe if she's likely to have a Huawei router, and I think with those you have to go in on your computer and change the settings on the Huawei router to tell it to use the external aerial rather than the internal one. So she'd have to do something like that. My guess is she's probably got the Huawei B something it is, or the Huawei Cube. I would imagine she's got one of those two. The B one is like a white one. The black ones, they got rid of them. They had a lot of problem with the black routers, the 4G routers there. Anyway, that's it. Did you get the jingle? You did get the jingle, didn't you then? I'm sure you got the jingle. We're running so late tonight. Free Netflix. Anyone got Netflix? A lot of us have. Some of you haven't. You can get it for free. You can get it for free. Just for a very limited period. You won't be able to see everything that subscribers get. But if you haven't got Netflix and you want to try it out, you can get it for free. This was in The Sun yesterday. Netflix must be feeling generous because it's made lots of its original content free online. I kid you not. No money to spend. You don't even need to sign up to watch. Just a moment, my darling. Someone's at my ham front door. Who's this then? Hello, mate.
Mr. Raiden is the postman.
Hello, mate. Could you see those bins to the right of you? Big bins. Could you drop it in the brown one? It's a little bit grass in there, but it'll be fine in there, please, mate.
Cool, thank you.
Thanks very much. It's our postman. See, that's the Ring doorbell. You've got to get one of these. They're fantastic. That's down south, this is. Look at this. I know what that is, I'll tell you what. Thank you, mate. Bye-bye now. There you are. He's done it. Fantastic. Excellent. Fantastic. You see, he would have taken that away. That is my new backdrop for the studio because we're changing that soon. Okay, this has been up here for a year now, and I love it. I actually love this backdrop, but it will be coming down and changed. I hope you like the new one I've chosen. I won't tell you what it is, but hopefully that'll be up there for you in because I won't be up here next week, but in a couple of weeks' time. All right. That's the Ring doorbell. It's fantastic. You never miss a parcel. Sometimes if you're out somewhere, say, if I go walking along the river, there are points there where the phone doesn't work so well and, you know, it might ring and you can't get the communication going between you. So, but they're really good, those Ring doorbells. Anyway, back to this. This Netflix thing, the global promotion includes popular horror film Bird Box, which is a great film. That is a really good film on Netflix. It's about these people and there's something wrong and they have to keep their eyes covered up as if they're blind, right? Not allowed to take this cover. If they take their eyes up, I think they see something and it kills them. Really good film, Bird Box. And also the Oscar-winning nominated Two Popes, which I've also watched, which is an absolutely delightful film. The Two Popes. It's about Pope Francis, as in now, and Pope Benedict, who is still alive. His brother died recently, didn't he, Pope Benedict? He's not too well, is he? The first episode of Stranger Things is also available. See, of course, they're doing this to try and draw you into the system. But it's worth having because it's something for nothing. All you need to do is go to the Netflix Watch Free page and start watching. Okay? Now, there is a link to this. Okay? Fortunately, there is a link to this. I'm going to put this in the chat box. Okay? There's your link. You don't have to click on it yet. You can go back later. And once the video is processed, it does take a while to fully process before the chat box reappears. But the chat box does eventually reappear with all the chat that you've been doing this morning. And you could go back and find that. Or you could just copy and paste that now. Take a note of that link there. Some of the free content is other content is Murder Mystery, Elite, The Boss Baby, Back in Business, When They See Us, Love is Blind, Our Planet, which is great, isn't it? Isn't that great, Our Planet? With the little animals and the nature. I love it. That's why I love it here. It's the nature. Grace and Frankie as well there. It says, unfortunately, you can't do it on iOS, so it won't work on an Apple. You've got to be on a computer for this thing. It says, the offer may seem too good to be true, but it's not the first time Netflix has offered free content as a way to entice new customers. And it tells you about the past there. But there you go. Netflix for free. I mean, it don't get much better than that, does it, eh? Very, very good. Mark, could someone rip the actual camera doorbell off? That's what I'm worried about, but I want one. Yes, they could. They could, Mark. But by the time they've seen the camera, it's already got them. Okay? I've got 3 cameras at my house. 1 on the back garden and 2 on the front. One looks down the path. And I can... Oh, do you want to see it? I can log into it here. It's so easy. Look, this is how quick it is. Right? There you go. I've already got the thing open. Right, tap to go live. There you go. That's my front path. That looks down there. I don't know why my blue bin has appeared there for some reason. Oh, I know why. They were late. They were one day late, weren't they? There you go. That's my front path. Do you want to see the back garden? I'll show you the back garden as well. Look how quick it is. You just log into that there. But also, as well as you seeing this live, okay, there's my back garden right now, okay? But as well as seeing this live, it automatically records everything that's going on. As soon as it detects movement, bang, it starts recording. And there's no recording chip or anything on the camera. It sends it to a server. Okay? So once that's recorded, that's it, mate. They can nick the camera. You've got them. You've got them already. Too late. It's a bit like speed cameras. By the time you've seen the camera, too late. It's gotcha. Same with those things. Very, very good indeed. Okay? I will warn you, there is an ongoing payment if you want the videos to be saved. Okay? If you want the videos to be saved, you have to pay so much a year. There are other video doorbells that you pay. You buy the doorbell and then that's it. There's no more payments to make. With that particular one, there is. Why have I still got those? Because I know they work, so I don't mind paying that little bit of extra. But if you're on a sort of budget, you might look for another one there. Morning to Gary Butler. Morning, Gary. Fran has seen the last series of Strike. I haven't seen any of that at all at the moment. There we are. Have you seen The Rain? Yes, Heidi. I'm still on series 1. I'm still on series 1, and I watched a bit more of that last night. And I'm at the bit where the boy with the blonde hair, he's the lady. I don't think they were boyfriend and girlfriend, but he fancied her and she fancied him. But I don't think they got together. I'm not got. Oh yes, they did, or did they? I can't remember now. But she's just died, and she's been buried, and he's gone to another group and said, "I want you to kill me," because he was so upset. That's the one I've got. So I'm still on series 1. The Rain is fantastic. It really is. There you go. Look at that. So Gary knows something I don't know. If you get your Ring doorbell nicked, they replace them. Good God. Well, I never knew that. I never knew that. Wow, that is a good offer. You might want to look into that, Mark. According to my nephew there, they replaced them. Pavement parking, how's that going for you? All right? Again, where I live, not really a problem around here, but certainly in cities and where my house is in Bracknell, it's a real problem down our road. It's a real big problem. Cars, there's too many cars in the road. Many of these houses, instead of having one car or two, there's like 3 or 4. And you know how it is on a sort of ex-council estate. There's blokes on there doing cars up, and there's several cars parked in various different places in the road. There's not enough space. And people down our road, not me, I've got my own garage in a block of garages, not next to the house. But people literally park the entire car across a pavement. Anyone in a wheelchair wants to come down our road, forget it, mate. Forget it. Even where you've got a pavement like that, right, which is empty, no cars there, and you get to the bit where you cross the road, and there's a car parked right up to the corner. So you have to come out and round. Wheelchair users, no chance whatsoever to get down our road. It's terrible. Really bad. Well, it says a consultation has been launched on a plan to ban pavement parking across England. At the moment, it's the case in London. You're not allowed to park pavement on London. Not two wheels. Not two wheels. Not to get out of the way of the other cars in the road. And this is the problem down our road. If they bring this in, I do not know where those cars will park. You can't have them either side of the road. It will block the road. Already there's a corner that you have to go around. You come down my road, right, where my house is, and you turn left to get to me, right? Okay? And then it just stops. That's the end of the road there. That corner there, they park in such a way, there is no way a fire engine would be able to get through those cars. No way at all. I do not know what would happen if a fire engine had to come down that road. Wouldn't be able to get through. Do they just push through? I don't know. Anyway, the government, this is in this morning's Metro, want to make the practice illegal to ease journeys for vulnerable pedestrians, including disabled and elderly and parents pushing prams. It's awful. They have to, literally down our road, they literally have to come off the pavement and push the pram down the road. It's not right, is it? On the other hand, what do you do? I've reported it to the council. I said, listen, you need to come down the road. Not reported anyone in particular. I've reported the fact that there's cars up and down on the pavement. We're not talking one car. The entire pavement is cars parked across, not up slightly, across the whole pavement and path. People can't walk down there. Not even able people like myself. I'm very lucky I can still walk around. But there's right at the top of the road, these cars park there, and they're parked so far close to the bush. You can't even get through there. I'm surprised no one's gone down there with a screwdriver, you know what I mean? But they don't seem to be affected. I reported all this to the council, and their answer was, we're really sorry you're having this problem, but we can't magic up car spaces, which is fair comment. But there are places down our road where you could, there's like a little bit of a grass thing there, and it's not doing it. It just gets covered in rubbish usually, and I have to go up and down there and pick it up. No one else does it. I go all the way up and down that road and pick the rubbish up. And there's this bit of grass. They could actually cut into that and get the cars off rather than have the cars up on the pavement. That would work. But it's all money, isn't it? None of these councils have got any money. It says parking on pavements is currently prohibited in London, but elsewhere in the country it's only banned for lorries. The Department of Transport is consulting on 3 options to extend the London-style ban nationwide, making it easier for councils to prohibit pavement parking and to give them the power to fine offenders. So I don't know where that will go. My guess is it will happen. I think it will happen. It says pavement parking presents a clear safety risk when parked cars occupy the pavement and force vulnerable pedestrians to move out into the road, in particular wheelchairs. I think wheelchairs more than prams, because generally people pushing a pram are pretty able. It's not good. It's not good to have to push a small child or baby out into the road, but they can do it. Whereas people in wheelchairs, they come across that car, that's it. They can't move. It's not right, is it? So that's the story there. Whether or not that will happen, I think it probably will. But, as I say, where do the cars go? There's nowhere else for them to go. All right. Got another couple of stories here. And then we'll do the raffle tickets this morning. Aren't we running late? Look, again. How hungry are you? Would you eat a McDonald's that's 24 years old? In the Daily Mirror. A grandmother has unboxed a McDonald's burger and fries that she claims to have kept in her closet for 24 years. 24 years. And they're still intact. I mean, God knows how much preservatives there are, if this is true. She's on TikTok, which I love TikTok, as you know. A TikTok user named Ali Sherb recently shared a video of his gran showing off the meal that she says she's kept in a shoebox at her home in the States since 1996. The caption for the clip, viewed more than 3 million times, reads, "What happens when you leave a McDonald's hamburger in a bag for over 20 years? The food doesn't look fresh, but it doesn't look like it was cooked in... And it doesn't look like it was cooked in the same year that saw Princess Diana and Prince Charles divorce, the Spice Girls release their debut song, Wannabe, and Alan Shearer become the most expensive football player in the world." And there's a picture of it. You know, I don't think I'd want to eat this, but it doesn't look anywhere near as bad as you would think. Here's the picture. Okay, the burger seems to have shrunk a little bit, and the bun thing is, the roll is a bit brown, but I don't know. In the TikTok video, the grandmother picks up the white shoebox, which has hamburger written on the side, and holds it up to the camera. Would you eat one? Would you eat it? She tells her granddaughter, "Do you want to see my hamburger? It was in a box in my closet." As she opens the box, she holds a paper bag that claims the meal was served in, pointing to an advert for NASCAR races in 1996. The hamburger, and it's now 24 years old, she says. Gosh. She then picks up a small white bag containing fries and dumps some of them into her hand. She tells the camera, "These French fries look like they maybe could have fallen under your seat a month or so ago. They've never rotted or decayed. For God's sake, how much preservatives is there in this stuff?" She then reaches inside the bag, pulls out the hamburger and removes it from its wrapper. A McDonald's spokesman in the US said, in the right environment, our burgers, like most other foods, could decompose. But in order to decompose, you need certain conditions, specifically moisture. Without moisture, either the food itself or the environment, bacteria and mould may not grow, and therefore Decomposition is unlikely. Well, that's what we got to do, boys and girls. When we die, we must put ourselves in an area where there's no moisture so that our bodies can last for as long as possible. So that when the aliens come down and they feel a bit peckish, there we are, all ready for them to be eaten up. Would you like to be eaten by an alien? I don't think I'd be eating that. We've got another food story coming up in a moment or two. They're all Ring cameras at my house, Mark. All Ring, and the one I've got one here at the caravan as well. It's a Ring camera. All connects. All Ring. All Ring. Bum bum bum. Let's have a look there. Peter Palawoda. I guess the fire brigade would bounce the car out of the way. How would you do that? You'd need to be pretty strong. Well, mind you, those fire brigade boys and girls are pretty fit, aren't they? They probably could do something like that. Peter was rescued once, 3 floors up, Ye Old Cock Tavern, Fleet Street, in 1991. Is that right? You had a fire there? My dad used to work there, Peter. He worked for the Evening Standard. Way before 1991, yeah. My dad was in newspapers. He worked for years for the Evening Standard in Fleet Street. I remember going up to that office, quite dark and glass everywhere on the walls and, glass doors and everything. Jason lives in a cul-de-sac. When it's coming to race weekend, I've got to get the lorry out in the week. Otherwise, I run the risk of not being able to get out early on a Sunday morning. You see? Can't do it. Because of neighbours' cars parked opposite. It's a real problem, isn't it? Especially got a family. It's all very well having like 2 children, but for example, take my nephew has terrible problems with his neighbour. He had it again last night. His neighbour just doesn't like him. It's awful. Awful. We had trouble with him last night. But at the moment, there's a couple of cars there. One's his and one's his missus. So 2 cars, that's enough space. But eventually, I suppose great nephew Harry will want a car. And then great niece Evie will want a car. And that's just one family. So now you've got 1 house and 4 cars, you see. One of those things, isn't it? And talking food in the Daily Star this morning. Five Guys. That's a restaurant chain, just in case you're wondering. It's not the amount of people that you can get in a small room at Chariots. Competitive diner Carl Gibson munched through 13,000 calories worth of burgers, hot dogs, milkshakes and more, raising hundreds of pounds for charity in the process. Good on him. He's only a young lad. I don't know how old he is. Does it say how old he is? He looks only young there. He looks very happy with himself. Right, I'm going to show you what he ate. You ready for this? My God. I assume that's his. I don't know if that's just a picture of the menu or what he ate. I just don't think it would be possible to eat all that in one sitting. Look at him. Mind you, see, young boys like myself, when I was young, you could just eat and eat and eat. Never put any weight on, did we? Remember that time? And then suddenly it piles on, doesn't it, eh? I was all right. I never really put on weight until I was about 47 it was. That's when it started. Strangely enough. I did do the Slimmest World once and I managed to lose 2 stone quite easily, to be honest. It's really difficult getting back on it, though. If you can get on Slimming World or something like that, if you stick at it for 2 weeks, it then becomes really easy. It's that first week. Right at this very moment, I'm thinking of having a piece of toast when I finish the show. It says, this bloke, Kyle is his name. That's a young name, isn't it? Kyle. Munched through 8 burgers, 4 hot dogs, 2 portions of fries, 2 veggie sandwiches, a grilled cheese sandwich, a BLT, 2 milkshakes, and 2 refill drinks. Didn't you have the chips? The chips are the best things. And there's the 2 portions of fries. They do Cajun fries in 2 Guys. They're delicious. Really spicy. In fact, I've got black Cajun seasoning now. When I do chips in the oven, I put some of that over it. Burns your head off. I love it. It says that the belt-busting amount of food was consumed in 61 minutes. Only took him an hour. And was far beyond the daily recommended amount of calories, clocking up 13,000 calories in total. While the nauseating amount of food may give readers meat sweats just at the thought, the daring feat was all in aid of a good cause. He's 22 and he raised £400 for the Newcastle West End Food Bank. So well done to him. He said it was a bit of a struggle, but I managed to get through it. Ah, that's the pile of food that. Oh, it must have been what he had. Look, here's the food. Here's the food again. God, can you see yourself eating something like that down the Trawler's Catch in Skegness? I used to like hot dogs. They're not. You don't really want to know how they make a hot dog. I think I saw that on the YouTube at some point. Well done, well done. Pictures, thank you, Chris. Yes, let's just show you pictures that Christopher Woodhouse. 32 likes today. Thanks very much for those. Chris Woodhouse, completely forgot to show you these. Chris Woodhouse has sent in a couple of pictures. There we go. Now, and first inspection, that probably just looks like a brick wall to you. But I'll read you the story. There's two pictures that I've selected that Chris built in. Okay, can you see those spikes on the wall there? Because Chris recently bought some of these spikes for his wall. Plastic spikes from the Amazon. And he said they were so useless, the pigeons were actually walking up and down on the spikes. So he sent them back and got these ones. And he writes, a pigeon had a surprise this morning when his usual spot on the wall where he sits happily with his family crapping on my plants and porch was taken up by these cracking good spikes, which I fitted to the top of the wall. His dash to the other side of the wall did nothing for his navigational skills as he cruised to a gentle speed ready to perch and crap on the other side, only to find more spikes there ready to add more holes to the ones already there at his feet. There you go. That's what you need on your walls. Thanks so much for sending those in, Chris. Poor thing. Are you liking that? I'm a bit concerned. Are they metal? I'm a bit concerned that someone might put their hand on there and it'll go straight through their hands. Is that like a public wall there? Is that like a pavement next to your house? I think it is, isn't it, Chris? If that looks in the same place as when I visited you some time ago. I've gone very red and I'm really hot. I tell you, I'm really hot sitting here this morning. I do look rather red today, don't I? Have I got too much colour switched on there? I don't know. Hang on a minute. Let me just hold up a bit of white. And let's see. No, that looks white, doesn't it? No, it's not. It's me. I'm bright red. Have I got redder as the show's gone on today? They are metal spikes. Oof, dear me. Jason says the seagulls are a nuisance. They certainly are, aren't they? Park Nest, on the subject of the boy eating the food, he must have starved himself for a week beforehand. Quite possibly. Quite possibly. Should we just carry on right the way through the day? Carry on until the quiz starts later tonight, 8 o'clock. I can't because me and nephew and brother-in-law are coming round to fix my leak a little bit later on, to fix the underneath the door. Okay, we'll do one more story, then we're going to give out the raffle tickets this morning. Thank you, Chris. If you ever want to send in any pictures of anything at all, please don't send me any more than 2 pictures at a time, okay? If you do, I'll just choose 2 of what you've sent me because it just gets a little bit too busy for me to deal with more things. Anything at all. Perhaps you've got a little bit of work you want me to show you. A picture of you as a little baby or something like that. I don't care what it is. You've got a hobby. You've got, I don't know, model railway set. Send me in a picture of that, or even a short film. Short film. Perhaps you cook. You're quite proud of some cake or something that you've made. A hobby. Perhaps you do DIY. Picture of something you've done with a car, I don't know. Then feel free to send it through. That's the email address there, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, and we shove it up on the show for all to see. All right, once again, that email address, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Here's our final story on the show today before we do the raffle tickets. Let me just check some texts. Have we got any texts this morning? No texts. Oh, hang on. Doctors. What did the doctors find in this lady's throat? In the Metro this morning, a 4-foot-long snake is removed from a woman's mouth. Oof. The creature had reportedly slithered into her throat as she slept in her garden in southern Russia. Feeling unwell, the young woman was rushed to hospital where she was put to sleep. And then there's a little film. In this disturbing footage, a doctor is heard saying, "Let's see what this is," before inserting a tube down her throat. As he slowly pulls the snake out, another medic grabs it, but then jumps back and screams as she realises this snake is 4 foot long. Now, are you ready for the picture? First of all, I shall reveal to you the picture coming out of this lady's throat. It's got in there at night. I mean, how can you not notice that? And here is the medic holding the snake. That's what's just come out of that woman's throat. Look at it. How scary is that? Awful. As he slowly pulls the snake out, another medic grabs it and jumps back. The snake is then dropped into a medical bucket. It's unclear if the snake was alive or dead, or how long it was trapped inside the woman. According to local reports, such incidents are unusual, but older residents advise the young not to sleep outside in case a snake slithers inside their mouths. Oh my good blimey. Well, you'd never want to go camping again, would you? Poor old Boris went camping, didn't he? Boris. Eh? I hope perhaps that's why he talks crap most of the time. He's got a snake stuck in there. All right. Okay, boys and girls, it's raffle ticket time. If you'd like a raffle ticket, please ask now. Which colour are we on? Blue, isn't it? Blue raffle tickets. This is a free raffle, gang. Every Monday, someone wins one of these fridge magnets, okay? Someone wins one of those every single Monday. So, to win one of those, you've got to have a raffle ticket. All you've got to do is either in the chat box now say ticket please, or you can text your ticket request now to that number up there. Once the show's finished, it's too late, okay? So if you want to text in for a ticket, you can do so. Please give me your full name, 07551 259 675 for the raffle ticket, or if you're in the text box, just ask for a ticket now, and I'll do this for you. So here we go. Maureen is the first one this morning. Where are you, Maureen? There you go, darling. There's Maureen. I've done a ticket for you, Maureen. Where's that gone? I already did one. As soon as you texted in, I said I'd do a ticket for Maureen, didn't I? What the hell have I done with that now? Oh, did I put it in here? Hang on. Maybe I put it in there, haven't I? I bet I put it in here, haven't I? Oh, hang on. What's this here? No, that's yesterday's. They get ever so upset if I give you 2 raffle tickets accidentally. Ow! Someone's getting... There it is. 848, Maureen. There you go. Oh, I knew it was here. No, hang on a minute. That's from last... That's an old one, isn't it? 848. Hang on a minute. What am I doing here? Something's gone wrong. 848... Where is it then? Okay. 849. Oh, here we go. Yes, 849. There we go, Maureen. 849 for you, Maureen, all right? 849 for Maureen. There we go. And we're off. Michael Pullman, 850. Just a reminder again, you can only have 1 raffle ticket per account, okay? Right, so you can't ask anyone for anyone else's raffle ticket just because they're happening to sit next to you. Tony King, 851. Denise Andrews, 852. God, I'm really hot here sitting at the moment. Denise Andrews, 842. Diane Jebb, 853. Shania, 854. Fran, 855. Mari, 856. Daniel Holmes, 857. Jason Hughes, 858. Ross Herndine, hello Ross, over there in Perth, Australia. Ross Herndine, 859 for you, Ross. About time you won something, isn't it, Ross? There's another person who's not won anything yet. Mark Bowles, 860. When did you start your new job, Mark? Mark's got a telephone engineer job, haven't you? When did you start that, darling? 860 for Mark. Christopher Williams, morning, Christopher, 861. You can't have Peter Wright's ticket, I'm afraid, Mark. No, darling. Is that everyone? If I've missed anyone out, please ask now. Colin K. Thank you, Colin. Colin K. texting in there, 862. Well, that mobile phone works better over there, doesn't it? You don't hear that noise anymore, do you? Beep, 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 beep. That one. Thank you, Colin. Got you there. Anyone else want a raffle ticket? Please say, ticket, please, and I'll give you a raffle ticket. And while you're deciding whether or not you've got a raffle ticket, let's do this morning's birthdays. Happy birthday on this Tuesday, the 1st of September 2022. Dean, what is it? Is it Stifler? I can't even see that. Just a minute. What's that? What is that middle name? Are you a hyphenated name, dear? Stifler. Dean Stifler Spears is a young 34 years old today. Happy birthday to you, Dean. He goes into the place in Clapham I used to work at. Ronan Barton, good morning, Ronan. Happy birthday to you. Tina Hall, morning, Tina. 52 today, a young 52 for Tina. Stephen Westlake, hello, Stephen. 33 years old today, long time no see. Adam Blue Buckley, one of our karaoke people. Good morning, Adam. Happy birthday to you. Peter Travers, good morning, Peter. Happy birthday. Sam Thorne today is 39 years old. Tamas, hello, Tamas. Long time no see. Nuzbal, 41 today. I think you weren't you the one that run the kitchen at the Mayflower, where I used to do the quiz on Tuesday nights. I think that's you, isn't it, Tamas? I'm sure it's you. I'm gonna double check in a minute. John Hilderley is 51 today. Happy birthday, John. Alessandro Fontana, young 28, and Roberto. Oh, funnily enough, I see your birthday pop up there, Roberto. Roberto Duque. I hope I've said that all right, Roberto. But a big happy birthday to you. Spoke to him for the first time, actually. On, was it Monday or Sunday? Or Saturday? Saturday, I think I spoke to you on Saturday afternoon. He's making a film about the Black Cap, which is a place I had so much fun in, and I was a DJ there for 18 years, sort of 87 to 2009 I left. So 2009, well, maybe I was there for longer than 18, I don't know now. I thought I joined in 87 or 89 I started there. I can't remember now. I was there about 18 years, but Robert's making a film about it because it's closed about 5 years ago. It was probably the country's most famous drag bar, and I used to be the DJ there, or one of the DJs there, myself and David Rosen. And then others came along afterwards. It was a very old pub, but it's been closed now for 5 years. There's this building sitting in the middle of blooming Camden High Street, empty. It's just madness. Absolute madness. Now let me see it. It is Tamas. Yes, he was the cook, the chef at the Mayflower. So happy birthday to each and every one of you on this Tuesday morning. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. All right, kiddos. Happy birthday, everyone. All righty. Cycle Ranger used to love meeting mates at the Black Cap. Did you? Do I know you, Cycle Ranger? Have we met? Were you like a regular customer at the Black Cat when I was doing my DJing there? I did. I had the time of my life there. I was the 90s DJ there, though, really. I mean, I was there till 2007, but to be honest with you, I probably should have left at around 2003. My time was up then. Yeah, everything has a shelf life. In these sort of things, everything has a shelf life, and my time was up at that point, you know. With certain things, you can just reinvent it all the time if you want to. But I kind of reinvented myself from a DJ to a karaoke host, and I enjoy doing quiz nights as well. I didn't really want to do the DJing anymore. I just hung on. I hang on. But I should have gone around about 2002, 2003 sort of time, I think, really. Yeah, but that's fine. You're Paul's other half in Amsterdam. I beg your pardon. You lived in London for 8 years, right? Yeah, 18 years in that. It was lucky, Peter. In fact, I did 18 years at a place in Clapham as well, which I never really liked. I worked at this place in Clapham. I won't mention the name because it's unfair, because I get on quite well with the manager, but I never really liked it. I never felt I fitted in there. Do you know what I mean? I felt I fitted into the Black Cap, certainly during the 90s. That was my time there, sort of 89 to sort of 2002. Yeah. Music like, and it's surprising how old some of this music is now. Stuff like Living Joy Dreamer, you know, that sort of stuff. A lot of the Kylie Minogue stuff, Madonna, of course, and the dance stuff as well. You remember Gypsy, what's that one? Da 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 da, that one. And Everybody's Free, Rosala, of course, all songs like that. Peace in the Valley, Peace in the City by Sabrina. Dance music like that was great. Mark Bowles, my little 3-year-old boy, just sang Happy Birthday along to that little clip, even putting his hand out for twice. And the noise at the end, that was going to super cute to the first time. I'd say, what's his name? Do I know his name, your little boy's name? Is he 3, Mark? Does he do that? Can he do that noise? Buh, buh. Can he do that noise? I'm so hot. I'm really, really hot now. I think I'm getting redder and redder. I'm going to have to turn the air conditioning on in a moment. It's just so hot in here at the moment. Good. Crystal Waters. Thanks very much, Parkness. That's the one. Crystal Waters. Yes, indeed. Barry Gibbs, 74 today. Is he really? Tragedy. Da, 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 da. All these kids. Oh, no, they make me bleed and laugh. These young queens coming onto steps. Tragedy. Oh, wow, a fab new tune. They've never heard of the Bee Gees. How sad is that? Okie doke. Is that everyone's? I think I've done everyone's raffle tickets there. Looks like we've done everyone's raffle tickets. Okie doke, boys and girls. Well, that's it for the main part of the show today. It's time to play bingo. It's our daily game of bingo. The bingo prize during the week is just another raffle ticket, okay? So you see these raffle tickets, what we've been given out there, okay? 863 is going to the winner of this one. It gives you another chance to win one of our fridge magnets. Okay? So you should have got your bingo tickets through the email today. They went out a little bit late this morning, I must say. They did go out a little bit later than they normally go out. But, Paul and Lou, thank you, Paul and Lou. 863 for Paul and Lou. Paul and Lou. All right, okay, so that won't be the ticket that gets won. That's already gone out. 863 for Paul and Lou. Thank you, Paul and Lou. There you go. All right, worry not, Paul and Lou. You've got it now. Oh, Cycle Ranger used to work for Boys and Pink Paper doing the adverts. Ah, right, okay. Were you working for Boys when I won those awards? I won DJ of the Year a few times. I think I won it about three times. I think I won DJ of the Year. Yeah, that was a bit. I mean, the way that was done, you just sent in forms. You see, what I used to do, and I've never hidden this. What I used to do when people, because I used to take requests from people when I was DJing, and these awards would come round annually, and literally every time someone come up and asked for a request, would you fill one of those in for me, please? And of course, it puts your name as the favourite DJ. There you go. And I'd have them. They never had to buy. I'd buy stamps. I'd have an envelope and a stamp ready for them. There you go. And I'd get them to put them in the envelope and write the address of the Boys thing on the envelope and put it in a post. Is that cheating? Oof, not really, because it wasn't me filling the forms in. A lot of people said, well, you must have filled in all the forms. Don't be so stupid. How can that work? They'd soon realise all the handwriting was the same, wouldn't they? You can't do that. Wouldn't work. So I literally, every time someone came up and asked me for a song, which was often, I used to take hundreds of requests a week, I'd get them to fill in a form and put it in the post on the way back. That's how I did it. But I won. Fair and square. Fair and square. I'm sure there were things happened in that office cycle, Ranger. Not as exciting as Chariot, so I'm sure it wasn't, my love. And trade, I used to go to trade every week. God knows how I ever managed to make it home from there, but there we are, I did. All right, come on, gang, let's play bingo. Let's bring up the bingo board. Okay, usual rules apply. We only play for a full house. We only play for a full house. If you're watching this for the first time and you want to join us for our daily game of bingo, just send me an email, say, please add me to the bingo. We've got two lists. One is the daily bingo, which happens every morning at the end of the show, right at the very end of the show, right? And we also do a bingo night on Sunday, which is 6 games, and there's little prizes for that, which include those 2 items there, actually, the prizes. Okay, 6 games on a Sunday night at 8 o'clock. 2 separate lists. If you want to join one or both of them, just send me an email, usually email address, which I'll shove up again at the end of the show, and I'll be happy to add you to the list. And what happens is that you sign up, then you'll get a bingo ticket in the email each morning, or 6 on a Sunday. And that's how it works. Okay? Right, there's your bingo board. You need to mark off all the numbers on your bingo ticket. As soon as you've done that, shout bingo in the chat box or send a text, top left-hand corner. You need to make sure the time at where you are is the same time as it is here. So it's just gone 11:13 in the morning. Okay? If you're in a different part of the world, you have to do a time conversion thing. It's 11:13 in the morning. As long as that's what it says on your computer, you'll be okay. All right? The important thing is, as soon as you won, shout chat bingo in the chat box or in a text message. If for whatever reason at all, your claim doesn't get to me within a minute and a half, you'll see a little timer come up. Doesn't matter what the reason is. If that happens, then you've missed it. Once we've moved on to the next number, that's it. Exactly the same as a bingo hall. Okay? Once we've moved on, we've moved on. Doesn't matter what the reason is. You've had some sort of mental breakdown. The cat's just died. Your child has just chucked up all over the kitchen floor and you were mopping it up so you couldn't get back in time. Unlucky. Unlucky. It's usually a technical issue, but it rarely happens. Very, very rare for that to happen. You must get that claim in without that minute and a half. Okay. Okie doke, eyes down. Bingo time. Here comes your first number this morning. 2 and 7, 27. Okay. 7 and 4, 74. 3 and 7, 37. 'All on its own, number 9. 6 and 4, 64. 3 and 8, 38. 6 and 3, 63. 2 and 9, 29. Hi, is it SJ? Is it SJ? Hi, SJ. Is that your little boy, SJ? What a lovely name. Hello, SJ. All right, are you helping your dad play bingo? 40, blind 40. Hello to Evelyn. Welcome along, Evelyn. 4 and 3, 43. 4 and 7, 47. All the 5s, 55. 3 and 6, 36. 30, blind 30. 6 and 2, 62. 6 and 5, 65. Where are you, Evelyn? You're new, aren't you? Welcome to the show, darling. 2 and 5, 25. We're nearly finished now, to be honest, all right? We'll have a little game of bingo at the end. 2 and 8, 28. 5 and 4, 54. All the 6s, 66. Clickety click. 4 and 5, 45. 3 and 9, 39. Gio, Chris. Chris is out for a bike ride in London there. Bye-bye, Chris. 7 and 9, 79. One Little Duck, number 2. Quack. Denise Andrews, head of ducks on this channel. 5-0, blind 50. 1 and 2, 12. 3 and 1, 31. It's Daddy's new boyfriend. I'm going to be your new mummy. Have you told him yet, Mark? I'm going to be his new mummy. 2 and 1, 21. All on its own, number 1. 1 fat, morbidly obese Chris, number 8. Have you told him he's going to have a fat mummy? 2 Little Ducks, 22. Quack, quack. 7 and 2, 72. 7-0, blind 70. 7 and 5, 75. It's nearly lunchtime, isn't it? I can't believe this. 1 and 6, sweet 16. 6-0, blind 60. Top of the shop, blind 90. 2-0, blind 20. 4 and 1, 41. 8 and 2, 82. 5 and 1, 51. 6 and 7, 67. 4 and 9, 49. 8 and 6, 86. 1 and 5, 15. 2 and 3, 23. All on its own, little number 5. 8-0, blind 80. 7 and 8, 78. All on its own, number 4. 3 and 2, 32. 5 and 9, the Brighton line. Woo, woo. 8 and 7, 87. 4 and 8, 48. 1 and 9, 19. 19. 19. 19. 8 and 3, 83. 8 and 9, 89. 3 and 4, 34. 5 and 6, 56. 5 and 3, 53. All on its own, 1 click, number 6. 4 and 2, 42. 2 and 4, 24. Do you know, we're so late today, that noise is that preparing to go from AM to PM. Christ. All the 3s, 33. I hope you can join us for our quiz tonight. 8 o'clock tonight on this channel, quiz night, okay? All the 3s, 33. Unlucky for some, 1 and 3, 13. 7 and 6, 76. 8 and 4, 84. 6 and 8, 68. All the ones, 11. All on its own, little number 3. 6 and 9, 69. Boris's Den, number 10. Thanks to those of you that sent through a tip this morning as well. Very appreciated. Thank you for that. Too Fat Chris's, 88. 7 and 1, 71. 1 and 7, 17. All the 7s, 77. 8 and 1, 81. 7 and 3, 73. God, this is a long game, isn't it? 73. Oh, there's not so many of us playing, that's why. 5 and 8. Oh, we got a winner. 5 and 8, 58. We have a winner on 50. We have a winner on 58, boys and girls. Let's bring up the bingo clock. There you go. 1 minute and 30 seconds to claim your prize. Who could win the extra raffle ticket this morning? We will see. Here comes the music. Oh, I can't hear the music. Why can't I hear that music? Bingo clock. There it is. Why can't I hear that music? Bingo clock. Hang on. Advanced audio. Ah, monitor. There it is. Monitor. Oh, I can hear it now. Can't hear that very loud. Can you hear that? Can you hear that music all right? You can. There we are. There's our winner. It's floor repairing bingo. Didn't you win yesterday, Martin? It's my brother-in-law. Look, he's won. He's won. So he's got the winning streak now. It was Joe Woodrow for a while. Looks like it's Martin. I'm sure you won this yesterday, didn't you? Oh, dear me. They'll all be shouting fix now. You wait. You wait for it. Michael Palmer's gone to bed for the quarter quiz, aren't you? He's asleep at that time. Far too early for young Michael. Well done, Martin. Let's read the numbers. Christopher Williams, you were very close there, actually, weren't you? You just waiting for one number. Martin, 2, 12, 13, 24, 25, 33, 34, 42, 45, last number 58, 65, 67, 76, 81, and 87. Congratulations. Keeping it in the family today. Martin Butler, floor repairer. Floor repairer wins the game today. Who had... Shania had 85, did you? Yeah, there was a lot of you waiting for a single number at the end of there. So what was that? 58. Actually, Joe Woodrow also, she was waiting for... You don't mind me sharing this, do you? I'm sure you don't. Look, the bloke who won is shouting out fix. How can the bloke who won be shouting out fix? Yeah, Joe Woodrow was waiting also for number 85 for ages. I saw your name, Joe, pop up to the top of the list and I thought, oh, is she going to win again now? I don't mean to sound, but when someone keeps winning all the time, it does look dodgy. So it does. But that's just how it is. It's completely random, the numbers that come up there. Joe was waiting for 85 for absolutely ages, I have to tell you. She must have been waiting for 20 numbers. She actually got to one number fairly quickly, and then it just sat there. And I watched all the other 80s have gone. 81, 82, 83, 84, 86. We did see the pictures, Mark. Excuse me, someone's not paying attention, Mandy. I think Mandy might have gone there. Mandy, Mark Bowles isn't paying attention this morning. You did that the other day, didn't you? It was you the other day. I'm going to have to waggle my finger at you now. You said something the other day. We haven't done something, and we had. You're not paying full attention. Mind you, you have got your little boy there, I suppose. There we are. Paul and Lou wanted 35 on there. Paul and Lou, where are you? Let's have a look. Paul and Lou, there you are. 35, yes. Peter Paliwoda, he was waiting. A lot of people were waiting for 85, it would seem. Joe, Peter Paliwoda, Gavin Bass wanted 18. Gary Davidson wanted 52. Diane wanted 35, didn't you? I thought Diane was going to win it at one point. Poor Shania, 85 there, my love. And then everyone else wanted 2 numbers or more than that. Over the knee, yeah, you wish. Or is it you wish or I wish? I'm not quite sure what it is, to be honest, Mark. There we are. Now, gang, if you've watched the show today and you quite like the little game of bingo, it's only It's only a raffle ticket we give out at the end, okay? Martin's raffle ticket this morning will be 864, okay? There we go. 864 there for Martin Butler, and that'll go in the little pot in a few moments' time when we finish. Now, if you like the bingo there, as I say, we do 2 types of bingo. Sunday night is our big bingo game. We play 6 games, 3 of those which do include a prize, okay? And the other prizes on the first 3 games are raffle tickets once again to win one of those. If you want to join either the Sunday night list or the weekday list, where we have 1 game at the end of every show, or both, it's entirely up to you. Just send us an email to that email address there, and I'd be happy to add you to the list. Okay, tonight on this channel, do join us at 8 o'clock for our weekly quiz. It's a lot of fun. If you're in North London, you can play it in a pub at Central Station Bar in Wharfdale Road, King Cross. If you go in the pub, there's a £30 bar tab for the winner. That's in the pub. Here, there's no prize here for the quiz, but we do a raffle at the end, and we draw the raffle as well tonight, so it all happens within the one night, and you can win one of our exclusive United Kingdom Talk pens. Have a lovely day, boys and girls. I've got to go and prepare. I can't wait to get out of the swim. I'm so hot. I can't tell you how hot I am sitting here today, but we're professionals. We cannot remove our jacket. We are professionals. Just like Naga Monchetti. Cheerio. See you tonight at 8. Bye-bye now.